All right, done.
I'm sitting outside of Starbucks right now, smoking cloves and knocking this coffee out. I was going to mention earlier there was a movie that I saw in the last couple of days, and context is it was my birthday the other day, and
Get out. Happy birthday. When was it?
um, oh
Or when
no,
abouts?
yesterday. So I guess that's a thing. But I went to my wife, um, who we've got some situations happening right now. Um, Signed the papers, but they have not been countersigned yet. We'll see what happens. But short version is uh, we went for a platonic movie date, which was delightful, and we saw a movie. It looked like it was going to be a comedy. It was not a comedy. It was a mockumentary, and it was like Sacha Baron Cohen made a baby with like a satire about the Southern Baptist Church movement and like the success gospel vibe, and the sort of permutations thereof. I thought it was really interesting, um, and I have a suspicion that it's going to cause some ruffles in the Christian community, particularly the Southern Baptists, particularly the black church community. Um, it just painted this really stark light on what is happening in that world, um, where you've got somebody who is paid to paint a vision of what the universe is like and what you're here for. And there's this God that loves you, and you know all you need to do is just come to our church and give us 10%, and all of your sins will be absolved, and you can be just like me. Look how successful I am. It's because
It's
God
kind of
loves
like
me.
a venture capitalist for normal citizens,
Oh
right?
my God, there is some major overtones there. Good call. Good call.
When you say, well, you said 10%, I'm like, well, if you do the math, that's just about what. Yeah, I mean, at least that's in the seed A.
Well, dude, yeah.
What are the other series?
Huh?
What are the other seed rounds?
Well, so these days the whole thing is kind of breaking down because money's getting weird. But you'll have like pre-seed, you'll have seed. Sometimes you'll have what's called a mango seed round, which is a big seed. Um, and then you'll have Series A, B, C, right up to G. And then in theory, I mean, if you're raising Series F, then like you're really then somebody then that's almost certainly a debt round at that point, right? Where you have enough money, you have enough revenues. Somebody is trying to get out, but the company doesn't want to IPO, and so you'll take on a bunch of debt. The new players will get like preferred shares, and in exchange for that, some of the early investors can get out, and participate in that sort of acquisition of shares. I mean,
Instead of
huh?
instead of how I raised it, the late stage venture capitalism is how I gave up all the equity in 1,000 small cuts.
Right, right, right. Yeah, and I think there's a lot going on in that world where like at that point the operation is so large, and you might depending on to what the model is, you might have enough leverage to get control shares, or like super voting shares, as founders. And so like if I think about all the founders that crushed that, one is Zuckerberg, which is insane how he managed to keep that much equity as far as he did. um,
Bathrobes into Sequoia Capital.
hmm?
Isn't there's that story about how he walked into Sequoia Capital with a bathrobe on?
Well, they'll do it. um, Yeah. I don't know too many other founders that have managed to keep like double-digit equity that far into the game. But I think Bezos did pretty good. I mean, really, the goal is for a founder is to get to cash flow positive as soon as you can, and then you don't need the money, right? And then because like in some ways, money is the ultimate commodity, right? Like there's literally no difference between any dollar and any other dollar. So the special thing, the scarcity thing, is your company, right? But the sales pitch from venture to founders is that, hey, we are sort of the success or failure for you, and when you come on board, we'll give you this sort of the halo effect, and we'll use our powerful proprietary ideology to connect you with movers and shakers and make the things happen. And it's there's a lot of sizzle. There's a lot of sizzle where there wasn't, a decade or two ago. Um, but I guess it's the game, right? Um,
I mean, people want what they don't have, right?
no, lupus.
It's I remember meeting with some venture capitalists and pitching, and it was like an hour to an hour and a half long, and I was like, man, I'm never doing this again. This is the worst.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of noise, right? Because the transparency is pretty low. I mean, unless you know what you're looking for, right? So, like, you'll go to. I remember going to a crypto conference just in the last year. They invited me out as a speaker, which is really cool. Uh, and I sat down. I was speaking to this venture dude, and he's like, "Well, yeah. So we just raised a bunch of capital. So what do you do?" I'm like, "Okay, well, we're doing these things. Cool. Yeah. So I'm sorry, what?" Like, like it just the attention span of, I want to say, some sort of arthropod.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like it's and I can understand it because like there's, man, like what is it? 80% of companies fail in the first year. 80% of the ones that survive fail in the next 5 years. So the attrition rate is really high, and like the job of a sort of venture scout, certainly a venture partner, is not to get in first. It's to not get in for the one that works. And because the attrition rates are higher for startup, because the attrition rates are higher for technology, you've got like this. You're probably looking at like a 1 or 2% hit rate, and if you're sort of your job is to find that 1%, literally like somewhere between 98% and 99% of what you're looking at is just a pass, you know. So you're looking for, and so the attentional profile of these humans, like if you want to find one good deal a month, for example, which is pretty ambitious, right? Like you might be looking for one good deal a quarter. Think of the load if you're trying to do that. That means you got to speak to 3 companies a day, every day, no weekends, and you're passing on all of them except for one per month.
Sounds a
So
lot like
you're gonna,
recruiting. You know,
wow, man, yeah.
I have
Well,
to
I hear
talk to
that.
40 technicians to find one. That,
Wow.
you know what I mean? Like, now I would like to make those numbers better, and as you have experience, you sometimes. I've said this before, but like, even after recruiting for decades, I still don't have a good handle on how to predict if someone's going to be successful or not. The only thing I can do is have them tell me what they can do, and if the employer is willing, call their bluff over the span of 1 month. And if they do what they said they were going to do, we might actually pay them more.
Yeah, it's that whole provenance thing is really interesting. I've been thinking a lot about recently about like the purpose of a resume and the purpose of references. and whether or not that might be excuse me, osmosed by some sort of ledger technology, right, or just a ledger in general, and whether that and then also how do you sort of balance the equities there, where you want to sort of preserve individual privacy but also allow
It's
for aggregate transparency?
it's
Huh?
interesting because a lot of people would recommend me, but I'm not sure because of their stature if they would want to be associated with me. Does it make sense?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Right? Because I'm in the background, I'm a fucking weirdo, but the people I work with, they actually do things with the suits, right? And with the speeches and all that stuff. I don't want to be a part of that world. They're a part of that world, and I'll chill in the background. But I don't think they ever want to. If you talk to most people that I work with, I'm not sure if they're excited about publishing that we work together. But that's just me.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm thinking it might make sense to have like a sort of some sort of transaction-based private key. So with Monero, for example, a privacy coin, uh, it washes it's basically like Tornado Cash, but with every transaction between all
Right.
parties all of the time,
Yeah, it's a
right?
tornado cache that hasn't been shut down yet.
Well, yeah, basically, it's a bit of Tornado Cash. So that's the start.
So far,
Um,
as of the recording of this time.
yeah. Well, I mean, good luck, man. It's part of the challenge with the Tornado Cash dude is that he docks himself. He's right out there, right? And the thing is, like, unenforceable terms are material, and so I mean, like, what are they gonna do? Like, go after every person who's on a Monero? Like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. In multiple jurisdictions, it's not gonna happen. And so it's like you walk into a building and like maybe you did a thing that I don't know, maybe you wore a red shirt in a place where you shouldn't wear a red shirt, and then you walk into a building with 100,000 people wearing red shirts. Maybe the people who are tailing you, all they really know about you is that you had a red shirt, but now it's a big room, right? And so the reason I brought up Monero is that they have a function where party A and party B transacting with each other. As part of the transaction, they get a key to that transaction, that specific transaction. And so if they ever need to show a third party, hey, yeah, this was definitely me, they can give that party a key, and that key can access the specifics of that particular transaction without seeing all of the rest of their transactions, right? So it's a sort of permissible, sort of permission-based transparency with a sort of default privacy on a per-person basis, per transaction basis. And to me, that feels like it could be a useful function to add into this sort of resume thing, right? Particularly when you think about like family attorneys, for example, where if they've client-patient confidentiality, all that kind of stuff, right? There's a lot of sort of I don't want to say custodial in this context. I want to say uh, executor, almost like specialist roles where part of your job is to maintain the privacy of your client or the person that you're working with, that a public ledger just wouldn't work for. But in certain circumstances, maybe it's sort of useful or contextually contextually useful for that person to disclose to, I don't know, the IRS if they're trying to audit you, for example, or a sort of potential client where you can sort of obfuscate the specifics, but show that yes, this thing did happen and so on. Where you could sort of include that, but there's like this. It sort of weakens the strength of the ledger aspect. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. But
Yeah, it's
anyways, huh?
there are a handful of people that I coordinate with, right? And I think we all have those people, right? And we have these concentric circles that sometimes we connect the nodes depending on what's happening. Um, Without those nodes, I basically lose my entire operation, right? Now, as a
Yeah.
recruiter, I'm always looking to backfill those nodes, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, I operate in this way, in that there's like an invisible there's a Rolodex, right, that you have, but then there are other values in that Rolodex. There are other columns in that Rolodex spreadsheet, like ability, you know, will they do what they say they're going to do? Ability,
Right.
you know what I mean? So there's. I remember somebody asked me, "Hey, I'm looking for someone to head up donor relations," and I was like, I thought about all the people in my head. I'm like, oh, I know someone who's hungry and who has volunteered with me twice before. Why not give that person the opportunity? Because they've already, you know, uh, taken my
Yeah.
word on two other opportunities, one of which turned into money, right? So it was like, what was that operation? Okay, well, I worked with someone. Somebody's asking me for a salesperson or a donor relations person for a charity. Who have I worked with on charity assignments before? Oh, that's okay. That's about 8 people. Nah, let's say it's about 30 people to 50 people. And if I think, okay, who might be a fit for this that's also looking for an opportunity right now? Okay, now I'm looking at 3 to 5 max, you know? And I call one.
Mm.
And thank God she called me back. And I said, hey, here's bottom line. She's like, all right, so give me more information. Oh, okay. Here's what I hate about everything I'm seeing. Okay, good. I don't want you to like everything you're seeing. You know, the reason we want to bring you on is to carry forward
Yeah.
what we've already done. You know, and they were able to come to terms, and kind of that was that. And even then, again, I'm no great predictor of success. I'll look at the next 30 days, and if things are headed in the right direction, great. If they're not, we'll see how much of a deviation between plan and actual there is. And if the market conditions are that tight, then maybe we continue on together if we were able to vibe together. Or we decide, you know what, if this is not working out, let's look at something else for the both of us so that we don't waste our time. Because who wants to waste their time?
Yeah. Not me, brother. I heard a podcast earlier today. It was NPR, and they were talking about how the episode's name was "Quit Threat," and it was talking about how unemployment down in the states is at 3.5%, which is a 50-year low. 50-year low. And then they found a city. They found a city that had 1.5% unemployment, and told a story, a sort of public interest type story. And it was public interest. That's not the right word. It's like, will you take somebody up, regular Joe off the street, tell their story. Personal interest, whatever. Point is that she was looking for a job. She made 10 applications and she got 10 phone calls. She got a call back from every single person. And so I wonder what, like, and the basic premise of this sort of idea of quit threat and the unemployment thing is that there's like a slack, right? Like if you have a leash for a dog, and there's no real difference. Like if the dog is trying to, do something inappropriate to a fire hydrant, and you've got the dog on the leash, but the fire hydrant is 1 meter away, and there's like 2 meters of slack, or 200 meters of slack. It doesn't matter whether it's 2 or 200 because the fire hydrant is 1 meter away, right? And so when things get really tight, though, that's when that sort of quit threat becomes real. And I'm asking myself, like, does this feel like a useful framework to look at which industries are experiencing that tightness more than others, as a sort of filter pass or as a schema to isolate the population that is most ready for better tools when it comes to employment? What do you think about that theory?
I
It feels
think
cogent, but I'm not
I
sure.
think and I'm experiencing this myself, um, as we become as API allow people to create really robust, mashable businesses at the speed of light, right? Google Images everything, Google Maps everything, right? These mashups through APIs. What I'm finding people coming to me for is inevitably sales, because they can create all the content they want. They can create all the products they want, single feature products, bolt them all together. Well, who's going to talk to the customer? Like with their voice, words, mouth.
Right.
And who? So hold on. Nobody wants to do that? Why? The product sucks. Right? So it's like the salespeople are the people who take it on the chin. And who the hell wants to take it on
Oh
the
yeah.
chin? I'd rather learn how to code. That's what a lot of people make a reconciliation with. It's like, which is worse, learning how to code or talking to a customer? No, man.
Well, that's the emotional labor, man.
It's
Emotional labor is hard.
Well, now some people mean that as an insult, like especially to journalists. Like, dude, learn how to code. So I have to wonder whenever someone sends that stuff to me, whether they're trying to insult me or whether they're just trying to help.
But I have a personal position, which is a little unusual. I think that attorneys that know how to code are better positioned for the next 10, 20 years than most people trying to learn how to code.
That may be true. And I had a boss who used to say, it was a medical malpractice defense firm. And she would say to me, you have to know the procedure and all the ins and outs of that aspect of medicine better than the doctor.
Oh yeah, or a bit of their insurance, at least, right?
It goes in front of a jury. It's a jury trial. But my philosophy has
Jury
always
trial?
been, for med mal defense, like doctors and stuff, in the States anyway. So my philosophy has always been, I hire the best expert that I know has a good track record in that particular field. And then that expert, it will walk me around and down, shit lane or sun and blue skies lane. And there's usually not much in between the two. But at least I know the perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it's like recruiting. You get assigned, oh, I need to find a penetration for this. And then you talk to one of the people and you're like, oh, fuck, that's what you're doing? You know what I mean? And everyone you talk to makes you feel like a friggin' amateur because they're just you drinking from the fire hose at that point.
So it just occurred to me just now, Sandra. Sandra?
Whatever you like. An accent is fine.
Okay. I want to qualify my earlier statement. I think it's particularly useful for contract attorneys or transactional attorneys, or basically when you're looking to build shit, or sort of is familiar with the parts of the system that suck, and they wish it didn't suck, and if they just had the awareness of the kinds of things that one might automate, I think they could be particularly more powerful for attorneys than most people, because developers have a really hard time with law because they're dealing with a code base they don't understand, right? Procedural, civil, criminal, all that stuff, right? Little like UCC, it's just they don't have the syntax, right? Let alone the sort of the process. Litigation, maybe not so much, right? Maybe just use some tools that somebody else built.
Well,
But
I see what you mean, because once you're in litigation, you're looking at it from the other end. You're like putting out the house is on fire. You got to do something. What do you do? But yeah, I mean, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I just have to think about, like, for example, let's say I learned the basics of Python. Would that help me better discuss a potential like a proposal or a contract with a bigger company between a smaller company, whatever it may be, and trying to explain perhaps to the programmers that, hey, man, if you do this, you're going to be like you're going to be slaves to these people for the next 5 years.
Right.
I'm not. I'm not sure. I mean, you're probably right. I probably would need to have a basic on that. I mean, but you know what happens at the end when there if a fire came along after that contract and someone's like, "How dare you?" and this is your fault. I'd be like, "Hey,
Right.
I defer to the programmers. I gave them the legal perspective, and
Yeah.
I defer to experts." And the problem with getting too deep into a particular expertise, whether it's Python, Foxborough, I don't know, whatever
Yeah.
else, C++, at some point, someone's going to say to me, well, you're liable because you were in.
Yeah. Your counts. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, so the less I know in that sense, it's better to protect myself, but that's not the normal sort of person I am. I do like to be a little bit hands on. I don't like to see people like, I'm like, hey, watch out. There's a cliff. There's I rather get them before I'm like grabbing their foot as they go
Yeah.
flying off the cliff. So,
I would say for someone like if you're corp counsel, particularly like for corp counsel for a technology company, it feels like it might be useful. Hard coding like Python or like deep languages where like you're at the coalface, less important than high level concepts like here's what an API is. Like if you can do a couple of projects like I made a calculator on the internet, right? Or I connected my Facebook to my Twitter, right? Just having like an understanding of the basic concepts so that you can start thinking about flow-on effects, cascade effects, just to give you a better understanding of the scope when you're sort of going over a contract and saying, okay, well, if they can do this, then that actually
yeah.
means 20 other things,
Yeah, no, I need to do that. I have in the past used that if that, then do this. What's that? IFT? I think it's
If this, then
IFT.
that, yeah.
Right. I've used that, but that's as far as I've gone in terms of that way of thinking.
Well, so here's a question that I would have for an attorney. Does it feel like law is effectively if this, then that, as a rule, or contract law at least?
We'd love to think about it that way, and sometimes it can be that easy. But when you get into, there's areas in federal court of complex litigation, and it's complex for a reason, and it's usually contractual. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it can be like that though. Like something, things can be. Um, there are elements of contract law that fall into that. Yes.
Like you talking about like multi-district litigation, for example, where there's
Yeah.
like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but there's even with you'll have going back to construction contract
Oh,
obligation.
fuck construction. That sounds like a
Yeah,
mess.
it is. Oh, it can be. I've seen all kinds of craziness. It's like one of my first litigation cases that I got thrown into. I had like the hazmat and a concrete contractor, and it was quite the adventure. I never ever want to walk in a Walmart with, that's not 100% the spec. I'll put it to you that way because an awful lot goes into building a Walmart, and I think I still remember quite a bit of what does. But yeah, I basically ended up getting all the subs together. The general contractor went AWOL. Like he was out. He was his insurance and his bond was there, but he was gone. Um, but basically, I ended up getting all the subs together, and we went to the attorneys for the bond, and we're like, well, here are your choices. I'm not saying we're going to engage in self help. I'm just saying things are going to start to disappear. If you don't like stop like chewing on this and like make up your mind about what you're going to throw down for each contractor, or give us a pie and we'll figure it out amongst ourselves who gets what of the pie, because they had all worked together before for the most part. They're not going to burn each other. But
Right.
I basically had to go in there and ethically kind of balance this with, yo, man, I'm just saying, like if your concrete sidewalks start fucking getting cracked and ruined and, all your wiring gets pulled and the permits disappear, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
So that, yeah, they like 2 weeks later, like, yeah, okay, here you go.
Yeah, it's interesting like that. Like that is the sort of the thing with like jurisdictional law is that there's checks and balances that are not codified, but are figuratively just sort of drawn back down to human beings and their behavior, right?
Yeah.
Like there's law around who can start a union, but at the end of the day, like if a bunch of people just stop working and sit down, like like what are you gonna do,
I did get in
man?
trouble though, Ruben. Here's what happened. The phone starts like blowing off the hook to the main partner. The main partner put me on this. The main partner failed to tell me, don't do anything to resolve the case, because if you try to resolve the case, all the other attorneys will get pissed at you because they won't have anything to bill for this fraud.
Right.
So, my boss walks in.
Cui bono, Sandra.
What's that? Oh
Cui
yeah,
bono.
yeah. So I got in huge trouble. They're like, you settle this fucking kid, fucking. But I was like, like, dude, that's what I'm supposed to do. You told me to like resolve. I didn't say settle it. I say
That's so
calm
funny.
everybody
That's
and
so fucked up. That's so fucked up.
yeah. Well, they threw tennis balls at me too because they realized that they popped a balloon nearby. It was like a party, and I flinched at the balloon. So that somehow led to like every once in a while, throwing. They wanted to like teach me how to not flinch.
That is rather adversarial, isn't it?
Oh well, it was like a long. We don't. They
Right,
didn't
right,
have
right.
to. Yeah, it was different time. It was kind of funny, but it made me like forever, you know, nervous and skitsy.
That's like somewhere between coffee is for closers and like just walk it off, you know?
Yep. But it kind of makes you grow up a little faster
Yeah.
because it's like grown men being boys, and they're all trying to, oh, look at that on the floor. Will you pick that up for me? I'm like, "Ugh, all right, like you fucking idiot, So yeah, you learn how to deal with it, and then you get situations where you don't have the life experience in practicing law to be, oh, you mean like don't settle it? Oh, I get it. Yeah, so I got in a lot of trouble for that. But it was okay because then I ended up doing family law because I was like getting all the shit shoveled at me. And it ended up being
Oh
a good thing.
wow.
I ended up, being pretty good at family law. And, I did that for a long time with the Memel defense. So it was kind of surreal. But anyway,
Hot take, Sandra. Women, as a rule, are better at family law than dudes. What do you think?
they are, but not for the reason you think. They are better
Oh,
because they make a man in litigation look softer. You don't.
what?
They make a man. Listen again. They make a man in any litigation look softer, more approachable. Well, if she likes him, then he must be okay. Like people haven't crossed that Rubicon of just because there's a female attorney doesn't mean the guy's a decent man. It softens their
Right.
look. Like
Really?
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at Johnny Depp. He went in there and his lead chair was a female.
Right.
Why do you think he chose a female?
Oh wow,
I don't know, man. Like
this goes dark though because that's how. I mean,
As
not to go too dark, but like that's how some predators have like preyed on women. They'll uh, align themselves with a woman,
yeah,
right? And women will be like, all right, so if this woman's with a man, this guy must be safe, right?
yep. Yep. I mean, you got to use your own jet. But all I care about is a jury, okay? And if I put a guy who's got like serious potential legal issues with a woman or anybody or kids or anything else, I'm going to choose a woman as the lead chair because they're always going to make him look softer to a jury, and that's what you need in cases like that.
okay, counterpoint. Who's the partner? Who's the lady partner over at Leaf Cabraser?
I have no idea. Like I don't keep track of that stuff. I just observe like to me, that's just I would have chosen the same thing. I would have sat down with the client. I've been like, look, you can have anybody you want trying this case, but if you don't pick a woman to try your case, you're an idiot. And here's why. Because I just know what a jury is going to do. And juries like people they feel like a vibe with like Northern Virginia wine moms are going to want to have a Northern Virginian wine momish sort of lawyer, or at least something that reminds them of them, so they feel more comfortable. Believe me, I've seen what happens when you send an attorney in there. Like if you send for example, if you send the Philadelphia attorney,
Right.
it's not like my cousin Vinny. It's quite the opposite for the most part. Like it is a disaster. Like you want local counsel and someone that's going to vibe with the jury. You don't want to
Right.
yeah.
I've seen litigators like go bulldog, and they miss the big picture, and it hurts them later.
It becomes a ego, and that's a huge fucking mistake. I mean, you get someone like that, you fire them immediately because they will just fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The reason I brought up Leap Cabraser is that there's a lady there many moons ago, well, 2-3 years ago. I went to the class action event of the year. It was in Vegas, surprise, for the class action plaintiffs bar. And she got up and she did a speech, and holy shit, she was a badass. Like, she was just like, look, if the judge wants to push it off, no, push, get it sorted, push them to go. You want to be prepared to escalate as soon. The faster you can escalate, the less time the defense has to deal with everything. So expect the judge to rule against you. Obviously, don't optimize for that, but in the case that happens, you want to be able to appeal immediately, right? So get on that judge's book. If they have a gap, take the gap, right? Just push it really hard. And it's not. I've seen so many people, particularly in the class action plaintiffs bar, where yeah, they want to get the highest settlement for their client because they take part of the pot, but they also just want to get to the next deal, right? Some of these guys don't have that kind of war chest to fight that long because they're on contingency.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's a lot. The longer you give an experienced defense firm that does class actions, the longer you give them to chew on that case and look for things, they'll they can wreck
they'll bury you. Yeah. So to see that kind of leadership from a lady person was inspiring, to be honest.
But here's the thing: you could be fucking wrong as fuck, and here's why. Let's say you in the future as an attorney will proceed. Let's say the judge is pretty young, and he does class actions, and that's all he does, right? And he's got tenure. You may end up in front of that judge for the rest of your fucking career. So you do not want to be the one, the itch that judge wants to scratch, because you will have a miserable career in front of that judge. He will just fuck you every single time. If you catch him, I'm telling you, they're out there. They get a bug up their butt. Now, a lot of them say, I don't remember anybody. There's so many attorneys through here. I don't remember shit.
Come on now.
No, they can remember pretty good. Yeah.
So actually, you know what? Now that we're on this topic, this is, again, we're alienating the room in this moment, but
it's okay. They don't mind.
So I had an idea for a product, and I don't know what the impact would be. I'm curious as to what your thoughts would be. The product is really simple. You scrape Pacer, you publish Pacer, and I know that there's people that have gotten in trouble for this in the past. I suspicion there's a way to do it without, sort of drawing too much attention. Maybe just I don't know, LexisNexis is an API. You could probably fuck around with that for a little bit. Anyway, the point is that if you could pull that database, because there's a limited number of judges, right? It's pretty small, actually.
Right now I would say it is. Yeah.
Right. So go across every docket of every judge, and then for every judge, make a little a digital object, right, which you can crawl and you can sort of measure and put into a database. Do the same for every defense counsel, the same for every plaintiff's counsel, and then run an algorithm that says, look, I'm looking for the judges that have the strongest correlation between specific attorneys, plaintiffs or defense, and predictable outcomes on the other side in favor or not in favor of those particular individuals. Basically trying to build a graph of, in theory, either attorneys who happen to be in front of the same judge and happen to crush it every time, or put another way, a corruption index, drilled down to the specific judges and the specific attorneys.
Well,
now, my question, yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, and I understand there's a lot of nuance there, right? Like just because the judge happens to know those attorneys, just because there happens to be a particular record, doesn't necessarily mean there's corruption, right? Could just mean that the guy's picking cases that are winners in the first place, right?
Could be, yeah.
But to the extent that you were able to sort of model, you know, all of the jurisdictions, all of the circuits, all of the judges, all of the records, all of the relationships, the sort of social graph of that ecosystem, and then sort of like cross-reference it with, you know, say for example, the delta between certified damages versus the settlement amount on a per client basis, for example. What kind of impact do you think that might have on the legal industry if you just published all of that and just gave it out for free?
Well, it depends on what you find. You might find a lot more than you bargained for.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely I'm trying to think if there's already a product out there like that. I don't think so. But yeah, I think it's a great idea. I just don't know. I'm trying to think of the consequences. You probably find some real eye-opening things that wouldn't surprise me. The other thing that might come out of that is, I mean, obviously the whole correlation causation argument, and but by putting a light on it, even if it's not true, people will be more careful. Now, okay, so let's say, Judge A normally falls on the side of Trump lovers, for example. He may see that article in the National Law Journal and go, "Fuck, I don't intentionally do this, but what do I do now?" And then he might start ruling the opposite of what he normally would rule, just because he's worried that he's going to be, pigeonholed. I don't know. I mean, and what if a judge that doesn't have tenure, and if he's a magistrate judge, he's hoping to, get up the chain of command there. Am I going to become more of a virtue signal type judge because, I don't want to be perceived as, I must be a white supremacist because all my ruling just happened to be for the white dude? It's got some interesting potential, but I think that the safeguards that it could provide to bring the system back to being more equal, which is what it's inherently there for.
Right?
Yeah. Right. I think shining a light on all that, I mean, assuming it comes up with something, would be brilliant.
Yeah, well, so, I mean, there's part of me that is like, because I've run this past a bunch of litigators over the last few years, and to be honest, like, there's a lot of work in that, right? Not only in terms of, like, getting the data as well, like, you're pulling fucking PDFs for a start, but, like, beyond that, contextualizing and pulling the nuance is going to be a nightmare, right? And so I've spoken to a bunch of judges, and they're like, oh, okay, well, come on now. Like there are some judges that are picked for certain things because they know those certain things. And there are some, and to be fair, like this is already happening to the extent that there are Fortune 500 companies that deliberately court shop based on the sort of judgment history of a particular jurisdiction or circuit.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? And it doesn't feel like equal access for the average sort of consumer either way, by the way. But it feels to me like even if you just are able to sort of highlight and sort of go from, well, like if I were some sort of regulatory body and I was looking for holes in the system, right? And I had, 10,000 judges to look at. If I could just index into 100 judges, wouldn't that be so much more efficient, right? And maybe the diligence process in terms of figuring out what was going on in a particular scenario would be the same, and there were people who would be sort of vindicated, and even if the data implied the other way. But like just narrowing the scope feels like a major sort of needle mover in pursuit of equal access and
Right. There's nothing to stop. Like, I'll give you an example. There were two attorneys that there's tons of attorneys that specialize in products liability and med mal cases. There were two attorneys in New Jersey in South Jersey in particular, if I saw their name at the top of the caption, I'm like, okay, we got to settle this one. I mean, because if they were following it, they had something really shitty on my client,
Right. Yeah.
In addition to the malpractice, which is normally terrible, they probably had like my client like changing his notes later and not realizing the attorney already had a copy or some dumb shit like that. So,
It's like
yeah,
someone turns up with a privacy case or something.
yeah. So another application would be not only do you as you scrape these cases, you could actually scrape the attorneys, figure out well which attorneys, because when you file a case, you have to check mark like what section it is, like products liability, whatever. So you could actually even make it more fine tuned. Like for example, is the AG in the District of Columbia, inclined to file certain types of cases that he has an incredible, interestingly high success rate in? I mean, where exactly. You know what I mean? Like where the win rate is so high that something's fucked. You know what I mean?
Well, so I think you can get it down to the question of law. I think you can be that granular.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You could. I mean, it just depends on how deep you want to go. Like, are you going to scrape the court decisions, the briefs? I mean,
the whole docket.
Okay.
The whole docket.
Well, you mean what I mean by that, I mean like going in and having something go through each document word by word.
So if you can, so the cool part about digital code is that, and actually that's one thing that Python might be used for actually, because Python's really good at scripting, and so having a little bit of experience trying to figure out from Pacer. For those unfamiliar, Pacer is the federal docket system. Every time there's something that happens in a federal court, it goes on a docket, and that docket gets submitted into the system called Pacer. It's supposed to be sort of free access, and you can get free access if you go down to like public library, but if you don't do that, then it's like 20 cents per page. You got to have an account, and there's a small lockup in that community where there's like a few public companies that charge like $500 a month for access to court records. It's kind of a racket in my opinion, but
I hear you talking like it. Ruben, it will only bill you. It will only bill you, I believe, if your page search like exceeds like $35. So I don't know how long you get away with it, but if you can make it search so that it doesn't exceed $35 and just keep creating new accounts, you'll never pay.
Oh, that's interesting. You can probably script that. That's hilarious.
Is it? It's fun. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so what I was thinking was maybe that you could build a browser extension that could fit into, let's say, a law grad's account, and it would they could do everything that they normally do, but as they're sort of accessing these documents, it would pull that data and pull it into a distributed repository, which everybody shared, right? So you sort of like osmose the repository for everybody that's using it, LexisNexis or Law 360.
There's one out there. I can't remember the name of it, but there's one that already does that.
Man, that's awesome.
Now the problem is that there's a lot of students that I mean, when you're a law student, you get free access to Westlaw and LexisNexis.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's probably still a gray area. I don't know how many law students you're going to be able to get to be willing to do that unless they're highly incentivized. Like, for example, you pay if you give us 5 billion pages, we'll pay for your bar review course with Barbary or something.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, because I know that the other repository it's there, but it's kind of limping along.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I mean, it comes back to burden of execution, right? So, to me, it has to feel painless, effortless. But also in theory, you wouldn't need that many, right? Like if the population of people who could use this thing is 10, 20,000, I reckon you'd only need like somewhere between 50 and 100 before you can pull the entire repository. Probably states as well, for that matter.
States is going to be a lot more tricky.
Yeah,
because the states, you'd be surprised how backwater
God, it's brutal. I took a glance at it and just tapped out immediately. It's that's man, you want to talk about like schema mismatches? It's wild.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, ridiculous.
Good news is that there's technologies that are able to take things like the difference between like even like on sort of jurisdiction to jurisdiction, you'll get like judges who will say something and they mean the same thing, but they use slightly different words. And so if you're building like a sort of rules-based system, that's kind of a nightmare. But I think increasingly there are tools that are able to sort of cross-reference and recognize different articulations of something, so you can sort of pull in effectively the same functions, even if it's expressed like 20 different ways in different jurisdictions. So it's it's the kind of thing that would take somebody probably, well, I mean, it would take an individual years. I think the only way to really do that is to build a pool of people who care, and then sort of do it that way and just give them the tools, you know.
But you realize your tools can be used for bad means too. It's just something you'd have to balance out, or whether that even matters.
Well, so I mean, it's like knife technology, right? Like, yeah, without knives we wouldn't have surgeons, but there's probably going to be a couple of stabbers.
True. Yeah.
Don't stab people, folks. Okay.
That's right.
And if you do, call Sandra.
No, I'm trying. I would like to retire, so call somebody else. Unless you have a lot of money. If you have a lot of money and you're willing to like get robbed blind by your lawyer, then give me a call.
There you go. Truth in advertising. I appreciate that.
I try to be honest in my advertising, yeah. But I'm cute, so maybe that offsets it a little bit.
Yeah, I looked at going the apprentice route with an attorney, which is really kind of the worst way to go for me, because like 4 years discipline is a lot of discipline. I got like 6 months discipline, fine, but like chances are I'll get like halfway and then get excited by some idea, and then now I can't claim ignorance anymore. I'm like in the worst positions. I don't have the qualifications, and if I ever get into trouble, the court's gonna look at me and be like, "You know exactly what the hell you were doing. you can't. You know what I mean?" It's,
well, yeah. Unfortunately, there is a little bit more. Like you'll see it in legal briefs involving attorneys. You'll see things like counsel should have known better because he's a lawyer. Blah blah blah. So yeah, I mean, that can get you for sure.
all right. We can get back from law stuff. We can. What are we talking about? We're talking about AI, computers, finger guns.
Yeah.
High fives, fist bumps. What we got? Team.
Mike. Melody. Oh, Melody, come on up. Uh-oh, Mike's gone. Oh no.
No, I'm I fixed all of the spelling mistakes.
Oh, cool. There were a few. Don't make it sound like there were a ton of them.
No. It's the automatic captions done by Adobe.
Oh, I got you.
So whatever it spits out, I usually use that. And if people like it, I'm like, all right, so let me comb through this and change all the things. Yeah. So I'm just uploading the next one.
You have such a great voice.
Thanks.
It was perfect for that. Like, it was just perfect.
That conversation that we just had, I suspect would be spicy to about 500 people, and just nonsense. Just like 80% of the rest.
That gets into my boring files. I mean, I don't mean that. Actually, to me, it's fascinating. It's a great tool. It's a great tool. It really is. Like, you would probably change the world with that tool. So, is it worth it? I think it is.
It's worth it, but like, man, can you imagine trying to fund that thing?
Oh, you'll find some angry libertarian that would be happy to fund that. I'm sure.
How dare you?
A fucking second, yeah.
All right, I put it to the top. So this is Truth, Falsehood, Water, and Fire, with the captions edited because Sandra roasted me for misspellings.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I DM'd you. How could you do this to me? All right.
No, it's good. The thing is, like, we need friction to improve things, and I'm glad change the subtitles because I didn't realize, like, depending on the size of the subtitles, some of them get dropped out. Like, you can't even see them. So,
Well, yeah, there's that.
But then, even in the beginning, what I did is I flashed a bunch of the images. That so it's good. It's fun.
Cool. I'm gonna go listen to it. Hold on.
I'm trying to listen to it with you guys on the other side. And I can see it.
Man, AI is gonna make storyboarding.
When did you do that? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, I just did it this morning while we were talking together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the guys were showing me how to use Midjourney, and I ran out of credits in the first 30 minutes. It's so good.
Fun. I'm gonna listen to.
Speaking of multitasking, it's very difficult to multitask while you're outside of Starbucks. So I'm going to be going back to the office, and I will see you in 10:15.
I can't hear him.
You sound a bit far away. I put some of the other images from
BRB.
Midjourney at the top. No worries. We'll see you soon, Ruben. But yeah, this Midjourney stuff is pretty cool.
Wait, where did the video go?
Oh, it should be the. Here, I'll post it back as the most recent one. So.
Oh, I see. It's the first one, I believe. Okay, I'm gonna listen to it. Did you make this art while you were doing it?
Yeah, I made the art while we were talking.
The art generates.
So what I can do is, do you have Discord?
No, actually, I should just go ahead and get it.
I don't like it.
You do it on the
But
computer or on the phone? Discord on computer on your Mac?
apparently you can do it on your phone too, but I'm using my computer.
All right, I'm gonna do it on my computer and see what's up.
Hmm.
Because I tried on my phone and it didn't work for me. You'll show me this later then. I'll do that. I'll do that.
Oh, so about $30 a month, huh? Not bad. Yeah, so I was just able to. I had a story, right, which is a script. I recorded the voice, and then I created the images using Midjourney. You can generate about 30 to 50 images before they ask you to start paying, but all that stuff that Dan does, you know,
Oh, wow. Okay, 30 images?
30 to 50 images you get for free,
Uh-huh.
right? And then thereafter you have to pay, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I just found out that the place I'm gonna might move into might not have a closet.
Oh, wow.
That's not fun. We'll figure that out. Large. That's on my mind right now. Miss Journey. Is that the name?
Let me send you the link. Hold on. If I go, so are you
Send it.
logged in?
Send it to my WhatsApp, if you
Okay, yeah,
may. If you may,
yeah, no,
please.
for sure. Um, are you logged into Discord? Like you have it open, the desktop application?
No, I'm gonna do that. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm driving. I'm driving right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, no worries. I'll
Yeah.
find the link. Dan sent it to me.
Hello, Sandra. Sandra.
Was Sandra's there? Oh, there she goes. Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Mm,
I was.
oh,
So you have WhatsApp? I might ask you to like sponsor me or whatever it is because WhatsApp is. I had WhatsApp and I was on it for a VIP kid for the longest time, and then they did some sort of purge and they purged me, and then it was like I had to have someone, on the app.
what?
Am I thinking? Yeah, it's WhatsApp that did that.
No,
Really?
no, this is with your phone number.
Right, you have to use your phone number, but like they can.
You can.
Go ahead.
So you download it, and then you enter the first thing it asks is your phone number,
Right.
and then you go from there, and
One
then
with the
it
happy
just like
sky, right? It's the one. It's night. Like they use a picture where it's evening and you're looking up at the sky.
not really.
All right. Well, it was a while ago. Yeah, I mean, you have to use your phone number, but as of like a year or two ago, like you had to have someone already on WhatsApp, like kind of like send a link.
Invite you?
Yeah.
Grandfather you in? Are you sure?
What? Send me your number and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Send me your.
I'm trying to find like.
Or
Yeah, all right, hold on here. I'm just trying to see if I still even have it on my phone.
you can text me, but yeah, it's just. Are you thinking Telegram?
No, I have Telegram. That
No.
was easy. This one was like based. It's the one that China uses. I thought China used WhatsApp.
Well, they
China's
use WhatsApp, but I
Telegram.
think
Facebook is WhatsApp.
they use we something.
WeChat. Oh,
WeChat, yeah.
Yeah.
all right. Sorry about that.
Oh,
Never
yeah.
mind. I'm all crazy.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
WeChat. Okay, yeah, no, all right, that's what it was. I had WeChat. All right, never mind. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
False alarm. Yeah, I had Telegram. I like it.
Yeah, WhatsApp is cool because I don't know. I like it because it's like voice memos and stuff, and it's a nice encryption. Like it does come.
I like that I can just call someone in Ghana just by
Yeah,
having their number. You know,
exactly. The phone
it's
number
not long
thing.
distance. Yeah, it's so great.
The phone number. Hey, Crypto. Hey, Crypto.
Crypto Chef Cravings. Oh, I like this guy. Crypto Chef.
Hi, Crypto Chef. Crave.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. I must be hungry.
Craving. No, I'm hungry. I need a. What is it when you have different flavors in your mouth? Like you're lacking
Hey,
things.
what's going on, y'all?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like you
Hi.
lacking. Like if you taste iron, like you need blood, or I don't know. You're deficient in something, or you taste. Do you guys
Yeah, I
know
know what you
that
mean.
kind of stuff?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know what that's called though. Like if there's a general term for it.
Yeah. Crypto, do you know?
You know what?
So when our bodies like are deficient in something and we crave like certain like sugars or flavors, it's because we're deficient. Like the correlation of that has a name. Do you know?
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the name off the top of my head.
Is it just nutrition? Is it just nutrition? Like nutrition deficiency, I
I
guess.
think so, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe it's like the spidey sense.
Like
Yeah.
if you're like an alcoholic and you're like craving alcohol, or if you're a smoker and you're like, oh my god, like I need a cigarette, like like that.
It could be like dim sum. You know, oh man, I just need some Pargal.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, we all have our little fixes, to seduce our cravings, whether it's bubble gum, chips,
Water.
water.
I'm gonna quench this one. I'm gonna quench this with some water.
There you go.
I heard
Water.
that gum makes great.
I'm
I
drinking
heard
the
that
beer.
gum makes cravings worse. Beer's good.
Gum makes me hungry.
Yeah, right.
It's delicious, but it definitely does.
Do you guys notice that
Make me.
most of the shit that we do makes us hungry? Like most of the chemical, like so they control us with our food. They keep us hooked with food. You know that?
I don't mind that though. That's okay. I mean, they're gonna get you somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm not addicted to drugs. It's just it's food. It's been my bad. Bad.
Yeah, it's like too much of anything is bad for you. If you want to stay in
Yeah.
shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to get back in the gym. Fell
Dude.
When you're,
off.
Okay. Hello, you go. Um, what kind of gym? What do you do at the gym?
Since like I'm 6'2" and I weigh right now 275, I'm already like a big guy. So all I really need to do is like calisthenics, sprints, push-ups, sit-ups,
Turn
pull-ups, and I can just turn like my body fat all into muscle. And then if I want to get like
that
even bigger, I'll just like lift.
that part. How do you turn the adipose tissue into muscle? Like that's where I'm at. Like this extra tissue needs to turn into muscle tissue.
So like for my understanding of women, because like I used to be like super athletic. Like I grew up playing sports, never drank, smoked, did none of that. And then when it came to college, I didn't get the scholarship that I wanted. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to school, get my education, and then make money. So like for women, um, and like the girls that I know, they do a lot of squats. They do like a lot of lower body and upper body workouts. And then also like they're eating right. They're intaking minimum a gallon of water per day. They only have one cheat day a week, and they just have a really strict diet. That's what it comes down to. It's discipline.
Yeah, I don't know if it's discipline so much as you try to make it, in my opinion, for me, I made it easier for myself by going vegan. But you don't have to go vegan. You can just select, like, you can do Stillman's. You can do like different. There's different diets that like limit
Yeah.
what you can have.
Yeah, true. It just depends on the person. Like for me, I'm not gonna.
I mean, I lost quite a bit of weight being a vegan, but I wasn't vegan the entire time. Um, like I did my treadmill like twice a day, and I went from like I think it was like around 189, 190. I can't remember exactly where it was at. I think it was like somewhere between 175, 189 in February of this past year,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm 125.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
How tall are you? Because you look
Um,
really lean. Like you look tiny.
yeah, well, I wish I was tiny. I'm 5'6".
Oh, you're 6. Okay.
So I mean, I'm like a size, probably like a size 8.
But you're a white girl, right? Like
I'm a white.
you are. Okay. Like your body, you're lean.
I'm getting there. I mean, some would argue I'm not lean enough, but
I
it's
mean, do
coming
you
along.
have boobs and ass? Like
Well,
what size?
I'm sad because my boobs shrunk.
Mm-hmm.
I hit 140 and they went sayonara.
Oh.
So I'm like 36B. Yeah. They're like, "Hey Sandy, nice knowing you." Yeah, now that you've hit 140, going back down to, because I have been thin before, but not this thin. And so when I lost the weight before, the boobs also went bye bye.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, here they go, and my boobs are like, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya, and now they're small.
Mm. I
Yeah.
don't know
But
what I would do with small tits.
So you had
I'm
to
not
buy.
sure about my ass.
You
I
basically
don't
had to
know if
change
I
your
can
whole
handle.
wardrobe. You had to get like new bras, new
Uh-huh.
panties and stuff. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
that's another thing
Mm-hmm.
too. Like even for guys, like when we lose weight, we're wearing like for me when I was like in really good shape, I was wearing a waist like 40, 38. I got all the way down to a waist like 36, almost 34. And,
Good.
and
Mm-hmm.
since I'm tall, like I have to have length. So my pants length has to be minimum like 34.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm wearing like a certain style, and then I'm gonna wear like a 32 length.
My
But
cousin is 6'2" and he wears, I guess he's got a long torso or something because he wears 32. Ah! Oops, there's a spoon in there. Um,
Careful.
yeah. Um, he wears 32 in length.
yeah,
I thought that was, yeah, I guess
I just don't want
got
my
short
pants
legs.
to look like high warriors, unless it's like a part of the outfit.
Got it. Does your pant hit the ankle of your shoe? Hit
Mm,
the top of your shoe or the bottom or the heel of your shoe?
if I wear 32, it's like it hits like the top of my ankle.
And the 34 makes it hit the floor, makes it hit the heel.
Uh, Below the ankle, yeah, yeah. So it's
Uh-huh.
close to the heel.
That's interesting. That is a style, right? Like,
Yeah, there's different styles that guys like rock outfits and
uh-huh.
stuff. Like depending on what you're wearing. Like if I'm trying to be fancy, like I'll probably wear like a bow tie, like a legit bow tie. Like I can tie that, not the fake clip on one. Wear like some nice slacks, a buttoned up, a blazer.
I just grew up with guys dressing up. I went to church 3 times a week growing up, so
Wow,
everybody was fancy. Everybody got fancy.
that's a lot of praising.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. It's
That's
made for an
different.
interesting life.
You
That
Catholic?
no, my family was Catholic. And they turned Jehovah's Witness in the 70s.
Oh, gotcha. Oh,
Yeah,
so you were like, were you going door to door?
Yeah, I've been that person.
I have friends. Well, I don't mind.
Ministry. No,
I have,
ministry.
oh,
I would go.
I had a friend who
Uh-huh.
sold me vintage clothing on and off for years. Like she'd buy it in bulk, and she
Uh-huh.
was a Jehovah's Witness, and she would tell me about their adventures. You know, her and her husband,
Mm-hmm.
of their adventures of going door to door and meeting
Mm-hmm.
people.
Mm-hmm. I
That's
think
cool.
that's one of the reasons why I'm like chill with like anyone, like most everyone, and why like uh I stand from love, but
Yeah.
it's so crazy.
Are you still a Jehovah's Witness now?
No, no,
Do you do you
no.
do you have a faith now, or are you just spiritual?
Yeah, I don't have any. I don't claim anything. I
Cool.
just I've gone through like different like people like died by the Bible, but it's like how did it come to existence and where's the rest of it? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, totally, totally. Yeah.
Hello.
It's like,
So
what's funny about it though? You hear
mm,
people fake news, fake news.
yeah,
And Langley Wapo. I'm like, dude, you're reading the Bible. What the fuck's the
yeah,
matter?
yeah, yeah.
Like,
I don't
it's
get it.
good stuff in there, but you should take the good parts and leave the bad.
Yeah, that's
Right.
exactly what like I do appreciate having grown up with it. You know, I have my set of morals. I'm fucking weird as fuck, but that's okay. You know.
It's a big weirdo club. Welcome
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
Well, no, and that's the whole thing. It's just like there's so many people that have their everybody has their story. It's just like there are people that can learn to live with others, and there's others that don't. And so,
Well, it would take a long time to do, but I've always been a proposal of writing leave the Old and New Testaments the same, but write a third testament and try to get a group together, like a steering committee that gets everybody, incorporates all religions, and the people that quote unquote are the best or influential or whatever it may be. I don't care how
mhm.
they're chosen, but each person writes a chapter from their own point of view, and that's the third testament.
You mean like the top 1%?
No,
Like, would that
I,
be, or
I
like
don't know who
a
would be.
chosen?
I
It
don't
didn't
know.
have.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know how the person writing their chapter in the Third Testament would be chosen. It would have to be maybe a Dow is made and it's done democratically. I don't know, but it would be interesting to see a Third Testament that takes away the inherent conflicts created in the Old and New Testament, and that this Third Testament includes every religion that we possibly can incorporate.
Mm,
Everybody's view.
more
Why
like
not?
an Indian style. Like
Yeah.
this is what I wonder. It's like we've taken away. We over here, this 200. How old is the U.S.? 250, 400. How old is the U.S.? Sorry,
It's
that's.
old as
Um.
fuck.
Are we like 500 years old? We're not
No,
500.
it's like I mean the
Colombia's 250. I know that. Like Colombia's like 250, 260.
well, if you go by let's just go by, it's older than this, but if you go by 1776,
When
it's
is
over
that
200.
Declaration of Independence? Isn't that 1800? 18 something?
Mm,
God damn it, Melly.
no, it was signed. It was
I
signed
should I should
before,
know
and
American history.
it's I don't have a calculator in front of me. I'm bad at math. Anyway, it's over 250.
Yeah. Well, let's go with that.
All right, but we're not as
Okay.
old as China and yeah, India. There's so many
Yeah.
other.
So this is so interesting, but it's like whoever, I mean, I guess that's what it is, right? Whoever gets new land can make the new rules. And then if
Yeah.
it's good, then everybody jumps on that wagon and we'll ride it as long as we can. So like, where are we now? What wagon are we jumping on?
Oh yeah, I don't even think we necessarily need a third testament. I just think it might be. Why not? We've done everything else.
Yeah.
Keep people distracted.
Yeah. I think it's weird. The other day, some guy was talking, the world that we live in right now and where we are, like, as a species, like, closer to, like, ruining, quote unquote, the earth, our
Yeah.
livable space. Like, um,
There's
how
no
we,
reason. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why we can't be doing more technologically, environmentally friendly things. We have the abundance, we just don't have the will.
Yeah, like I have a lot of things running in my head right now because I think of like environmental stuff. I think of like the acceleration of like technology in the last few years and how it's accelerated our, you know,
The mind is
our way
willing,
to
but the flesh
death.
is weak.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
like yesterday I just saw that America, the US, at life expectancy is like 75 or 76, and it's the lowest of the world. In
Below
Europe, they're
China.
84 and up, you
Isn't that
know?
crazy? Below
So,
China.
yeah. Yeah. Yes. I didn't quite I should have paid attention to China. But yeah, it's and I think of that and it's like really how are we living? How are we living? Like when I don't know. It's not a I don't know. Sorry. Just I'm emotional right now. And it's so frustrating because I don't understand it.
I mean, there's
Well, part of the circle of life. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mike.
no. I was going to say it's one thing to understand it. The other thing is to come to terms with it.
Is to what? Come to
Um,
terms with it. Uh-huh.
exactly right. My brother-in-law says, "Don't be mad, just know it."
Uh-huh. Know
I mean,
it.
I think we also have to become better at accepting that people are going to destroy themselves no matter what you do. I mean, it's just you can't. I know it sounds awful, but
Mm.
kind of part of life. I mean, you're going to have people in your life that are not going to be around by their own hand, and um, sometimes you just have to accept that if that happens, it's not anyone else's fault but theirs, and that there are going to be
Right.
people in this world that are going to self-destruct, and that's not your responsibility. It's theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Not that helps it if you can. I mean, in my opinion, I think it
Mm-hmm.
helps if you can contain the grief.
Yeah, like a little separation. I think this is what because of the thing that I do for work and stuff, like I've needed to take this break for sure. To separate. Yeah. Like I had a couple of people die really close to me, and it's like they were clients that turned family, but it's like one of my friends said that to me. She's like, it's a client, Melly, you have to separate. So yeah.
Well, if you're
Yeah,
going to stay in the profession that you were talking about,
yeah, I
yes,
don't
you're going
want
to have to.
I definitely don't want to. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's too much.
yeah,
I
no.
might have to, but I don't want to.
The,
Oh,
the United States has a lot thrown at it. I mean, we're the Disney World of the planet, right? So we have a lot of things that are accessible to us easily.
Mhm.
And a lot of it's like diet, our work ethic, our culture, our spending, how we live impacts our the when we die. So you just have to. I believe the pandemic was good in that it allowed Americans to rethink, or the globe, but
Mhm.
specifically Americans to rethink their lifestyle choices,
Mhm.
whether it's work, the Great Resignation. Um, a lot of people were able to step back and say, "Hey, this is not that important,"
Mhm.
or "I need to do this
right.
differently in my life." So,
Yeah, I
Mhm.
agree. I agree, and I think that as a country, we've been brainwashed into thinking, "Oh, you're not making enough
Mhm.
money, get
Mhm.
three
Mhm.
jobs." Right?
Mhm.
So
Stay
it's crazy.
yeah, stay single. Stay single also. Like
Right.
that whole narrative. Like I think it's funny because everybody's making fun of Elon Musk because he wants to like have a bunch of babies, but but
Shit,
it's
at least he
like
got babies.
yeah, it's like
I mean,
um
they psyop you guys. They got independent woman movement. Look what happened.
yeah, I
That's
mean
thanks to Beyonce.
Yeah, more like being with a cat at your 60s.
The old
So,
generation is gone, man.
yeah.
This is not the times of like our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents, where like
what is
a
that time?
relationship. I mean, shit, that was like the 50s, 60s,
Yeah.
70s,
And what
So
is it? What do
early
up
they
to 80s,
80s.
consist
up
of?
to 80s, you could say.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
even now,
it
right now,
is.
relationships is a joke to most people.
Yeah,
Most people don't want to be in a relationship. They want to be out here thotting and plotting,
that's what I'm
have
saying. They want
multiple
to do pump and
partners.
dump.
Yeah, exactly. Some people heal in a way of spreading their legs or pounding, other people versus doing it the correct way if you go through trauma or what have you. And it sucks being single. Like it like this
How old is the
generational time that
person
we're in.
speaking?
Well, it sucks for me being single, but I'm just saying like
How old?
um
What? Give me a range. You don't have to tell me specifically.
what?
What's your age range?
Nah, I could just tell you my age. I'm 34.
Okay. Yeah, you're like prime. I think it's really funny because there's a correlation to our bodies and that number, like 33, 30, like Jesus 33. Like I realized 33 was my best year. That fucking year, I went to the moon. All my shit was like everything that I established grew, or that
My
I,
best year was when I was 30. From 31 until now, it's been an absolute roller coaster of a shit show. For real, like craziness.
just it has been a shit show.
Yeah, it's been like that for
It's been a fucking
everybody.
shit show.
The economy.
2019. When was that? When was that big eclipse? 2017? 2019?
Mm,
Did
But
you
I
guys?
don't
that's
know.
cyclical though, right? I mean, relationships are like, for me personally, it's just about timing and taking your time and patience. So I didn't get married till 34, but that was kind of by design.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? Like my
mm.
parents kind of were like, don't get serious about anyone till you meet these goals and objectives, personal goals and objectives.
Your
I didn't
parents are
listen.
boomers, right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
The
Yeah, but
boomers were the ones that said,
yeah,
"Nah,
they
don't have kids and work.
yeah,
Work then have kids."
Hmm.
yeah,
Fucking idiots.
exactly. They were like, get this, get this
Mm,
part done, get this done. Of course, I didn't, listen. I mean, I
mhm,
wasn't serious, had serious relationships, but in hindsight, they were right because I was more mature to
mm.
understand financial literacy, understand buying things.
New world stuff.
It was
Yeah.
like I wasn't
This is
into,
all new world things.
yeah, yeah,
This is
yeah,
not instinctual survival of our species in our life. We turn the focus that's different, the
yeah,
livelihood.
absolutely. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my partying days are pretty much done. Like
Mm-hmm.
your body just doesn't want to stay up, till 4 o'clock in the morning drinking and partying. So I was kind of ready to settle down. So life goes in cycles, right?
Hmm?
Life is in cycles. Like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it prepares you for the next phase of your life, which was wanting to be at home and be married and be a father, and kind of settle down in that way.
Mm. Dr. J, you're in your 20s. Is that, what do you feel like? Where's your, is he here?
No, he took off.
Bulla?
I left. He
Oh,
left.
No, he
Brent.
left.
Oh, but yeah, I hear you. That, yeah, I don't know. I really do believe the psyoping. I really do believe generations, the ones before us are like, oh yeah, we'll fix this one and we'll fix that one. And then, and then it's like, did you fix it? Where are we now? What's the new problem? Like, I don't know.
No, I think you're right. It's always something. But that's
Mm-hmm.
how it's always been.
Mm-hmm.
What is psyoping? I didn't understand his comment.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What does
Okay,
that
so
mean?
PSYOP is like a psychological experiment, basically. So it's like a living thing. Like, people are um, taught to their belief system. There's like uh, anybody that is like not coerced. I don't want to say that it's like a forgery. It's not like a conning, but maybe it is a conning. Would the end result is just to see what what happens. Like, this is what we want the society to be, or the thought to be. Let me look for the actual meaning.
So kind of like get married, the American dream.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
a
maybe.
belief, like a, let's see, how do you even spell psyop? It's like a social, like, I can't say it, psychological psyop games.
I mean, I could see that. I could see.
Yeah, psychological operations are operations to convey selected information and indicators to an audience to influence their emotions, motives, and objective reasoning, and ultimately the behavior of governments, organizations, groups, and individuals. That's Wikipedia. But yeah, it's just like the belief system it turns into, like, what people are living. So I really do believe like the feminist movement is like not um it's a psyop. Like, I think it's a psyop. I really do believe, like, and it's the movement itself is what the psyop is. It's like we are, b- we are everything that we're supposed to have. Like, we're entitled to it as humans, but like, as that we're equal, I don't think so. That, like, how did we survive in civilizations before? Like, it's just never been equal. There's always the oppression.
I agree.
Yeah, there's always the oppression. So it's like, yeah, we've come along, but like right now I feel like the whole, like, not having kids, not having our generations not having kids, and like how, like, we see, like, we've been told that we're overpopulated, right? The world is overpopulated, but we're actually underpopulated. What we are is crowded, just like move, not dispersed properly. And
Right. Yeah. No, I agree with that.
but it's like, so women, like, when in the 80s, like, the Industrial Revolution, like, people like started, more people in the workforce, like all this stuff, and it's like, I've always said that it's like people telling people not to get married, that's the psyop. It's like getting married, there's benefits. They've made it to, they play with the word marriage and the meaning of it and the licenses and all this and who can and who can't. That it just, people have lost sight of what it actually, the advantage that it is for, like, oneself and financially and just like a bunch of other things. Um,
And yeah, I mean, it's sad that everybody's kind of like a fast food version of the mid-century.
mhm,
You leave it in your car for a couple of days, and it's like, holy moly. And
mhm,
that's society. I mean, we can argue that all of society is like just fast food, and then there's these, you introduce things with old values. People get upset about
mhm,
immigration and the Dreamers Brigade that's here that have been waiting around for years for something to be done. A lot there are problems, but a lot of those people come from communist countries. They're
mhm,
coming here. They're Catholic. They have old fashioned values, and I kind of
mhm,
think you can talk about psyop. You
mhm,
know, I mean, you have people who are like, "Oh, this is horrible. We're all going to die."
mhm,
The people coming in are by and large people who already have been through some of the worst throes of communism in their countries. I mean, they get it. So you have
mhm,
to wonder what's really going on underneath. Like, why wouldn't you want hardworking people in your country that are going to get off the system and contribute and have the values that you have, and look back on with nostalgia and go, gee, I wish our country was like this again. It's like, well, it can be, you know
mhm.
so I don't understand that stuff at all.
Yeah. Well, and make it different. I mean, I already said yesterday, some people heard me saying, like, I feel like voting is a psyop.
Oh yeah, well, that is a psyop. Yeah, I mean,
I
hopefully
think
that'll
that's a
change.
fucking psyop.
How
I mean,
dare
obviously,
you? That is a sacred institution or something.
Right. Right.
Honestly, like we talked about it the other day. The only voting is choosing who's on the nomination ballot. Everything else is just picking off the McDonald's menu and calling it a choice.
Right, because it's what's offered. Like, yeah.
I think the bellwether for the end of America as we know it will be paving over the cemeteries in our country, just paving them over and building on top of them, like
But
Arlington.
that's
Bye bye. You know, seriously, it could
Yeah, but
happen.
think about
That
the
would be cool.
housing opportunities.
yeah.
Well, if you've ever seen Northern Virginia,
Unearth the dead. No, don't unearth them. Just we that's already happened. You build
right?
houses on
It
cemeteries.
sounds like
Astrologically,
haunting as a service.
Yeah, exactly.
buy your stage on the corner and do your thing.
Yeah, you want to solve for affordable housing? Just build a bunch of housing where there are ghosts. You know, develop an
You know, that's a thing.
anti-fragile population.
Isn't that like a legal thing? Like you have to disclose if there's been a murder, if
It
somebody has
reminds me of
died.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
I think if they mention it, I think that if the person asks you, you have to disclose it. Otherwise, you don't.
Oh, so
New
you
Jersey,
can
Oh,
you can admit, you just cannot.
right?
well, I mean, what kind of discount would you ask for? Right? Think about it though. Let's say you really like the house, and you call it,
The haunting discount. I mean, isn't that
yeah,
the American
yeah,
story?
yeah. Right?
American
I mean,
Horror
yeah.
Story.
Be like,
Or
oh,
that,
you want to
yeah.
haunt me? I'll haunt you back. Let me tell you about my childhood. You know what I mean? It's like you start haunting the ghost. How come nobody ever tries to haunt back the ghost?
Because they can push you down the steps. But yeah, that's true. The Amity that my mother swore up and down that she had been pushed down the kitchen steps at our.
No,
Oh yeah, yeah. That house has something
really.
going on in there. Yeah, really strange. We could never have friends over. I had one sleepover and
Well,
no.
how far? This gonna speak to the ignorance of my U.S. geography. Like, where you grew up is like really old America, isn't it?
Pretty much. I mean, I'm down in I was born in South Jersey in a town called Daretown, and about 150 yards from my house is the old Presbyterian church that was established in 1693, and
Right? Yeah.
65-70% of that church are relatives of mine.
That's awesome. You're from Jersey. I'm from Jersey too.
Oh,
I
what
grew up
part?
Union Township.
Oh, you're up there. I'm
Nice.
down. I was down Salem County.
Yeah, I know where it's at. That's cool.
Yeah, you don't want to
Yeah.
get lost down Salem County. We got roads that go into
Yeah.
cattails and dirt, and then
Who is
people.
that? Crypto chef?
It's yeah, it's like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, certain areas in South Jersey.
Yeah, we got some Children of the Corn action going on down there. Like pretty freaky.
Absolute classic movie.
Yep.
That came out in 1967 and something like that.
Children of the Corn. That was like a Stephen King novel that came a movie. But yeah, I mean it was like 1980s, I think. But yeah, it's all
Yeah, yeah, it's old.
yeah. Well,
The
that's
blue
the sort
man
of
did it. The
vibe.
blue man
80s
did
is old.
I hope
Well,
not, but kinda. Yeah.
I mean, I was born
34.
in '88, so '88 baby.
Yeah, I was born 72.
Girl, you still young, please.
I like to tell myself that. The mirror kind of gives me the finger every day, but I tell myself I'm 37. So
Yeah, that's exactly it.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
how. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
It's
It's
all good.
it's scary. I mean, for me anyway, getting old, so to speak. I
You
don't
mean
know.
the years that are coming or the body that's changing?
All of it.
Yeah.
I
I don't
feel
For
have a
me,
lot
like
of,
it's
the
I don't have
older
a
I
lot of
get, the
control.
younger I am.
that's how
I
I
feel like
feel.
it's reversed for me.
That's how I feel. That age, that's what I'm telling you. Keep that, don't let go of that. And then it'd continue.
I can't find
Maybe
anyone to go on roller coasters with me anymore.
Oh no,
Maybe
what's
it's
that?
the Italian and black in me. I don't know. I feel young.
This guy.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Hey guys,
it's magic.
Or is it more roar, roar? Who
What's
said
up,
hey?
Nelson?
not much. What's up, with you
Oh.
guys?
Hey.
Is Ruckus still here? Here you go.
Joe and his, is that a tuxedo he's wearing? What is he wearing? Schmuckatelli. I love it. Schmuckatelli. He's so funny.
Oh, he left.
Oh, that's, yeah, I saw my fault.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Wah, wah, wah. So, Nelson, what do you do for fun? Oh, he's from Toronto.
Yeah, I'm from Toronto.
What do you do up there besides get oppressed by your government?
I don't know.
Where is this guy?
Whatever,
Nelson,
whatever,
where are you?
whatever tickles my fancy.
Ooh.
Where are you? Where in the world are you?
In Toronto, Canada.
Toronto, Canada. Do you have something in your mouth when you speak? Do you have to speak with?
Nope.
No.
Sounds like he's chewing like a horse.
I'm understanding your voice because I've heard you talk a couple of times.
Someone's eating good.
Eating good?
Yeah, someone's smacking on something.
Oh.
Not sure if it was gum or food.
It's not me.
How old are you, Nelson?
I'm 40.
44. Hmm.
I wish I was 44 again. Oh, so
What?
jealous.
Why you ask that?
Because I don't know you. I've seen you. You've spoken to me a couple times, but I don't know you.
Okay.
And I can't see you, so I
What,
can only
what's
hear your voice.
what's your favorite thing to do, Nelson?
Honestly,
Yeah, honestly, what's your favorite thing to do? Keep it PG-13 now.
oh no.
It's always like the quiet ones. The quiet ones are like, wow, wow, yes, I love to masturbate all day on Spaces, you know? Like, yeah, it's like, no one needs to know this, you know? But no, I'm not saying Nelson does that. So what's your favorite thing to do, Nelson? Tell us.
Movies,
Cool. All right.
What kind
Like,
of movie?
yeah, yeah.
Karate Kid.
Oh,
Okay, Karate Kid.
My favorite movie of all time.
Do you speak French?
No, I don't.
I like him. He seems easily oppressible. Like we could oppress anybody. I think.
Oppress? Oh,
Yeah.
oppress? Yeah, okay. We can use him. We can use his talent.
Yeah. What do we need talent
Sounds
for?
like. Do you need a fall
Join
guy as
me
a
on-
service?
Like he's like a foot bench or something. You know what I mean? Like, you
You
know.
can join me on my Twitter page if you like.
Okay. Yeah, I'll follow you. You seem cool. I like you. Oh, you got a cute dog. What's the dog's name?
Betsy.
Aw. Uh-oh.
And what do you do?
Oh, I'm on a permanent vacation.
And I also like to talk to beautiful women.
What?
And I also,
Yeah.
and I also like to talk to beautiful women.
Oh, Melody's in the house.
What?
He says he likes talking to beautiful women.
I like talking to beautiful men. Are you a beautiful man?
Yeah.
Well,
And
like we have a
impressible.
connection.
I don't know. Let's not go there.
Yeah,
Let's not go
it's
there.
good.
It's okay.
Like we have to. It can't be American dynamism. It has to be North American dynamism, and we have to.
And what you like
representing our
to
two
do?
countries.
And what do you like to do?
You who? Who's you? Hey.
Maybe all of us. I don't know.
Okay.
like
girl I was talking to.
I like to sell stuff on eBay. I will practice law. As a matter of fact, I got a case conference coming up this September. I got to figure out when that's going to be and appear by phone. But yeah, that's stuff. And I hang out with all the cool people in spaces and complain and cry and overall be annoying to my friends. Yeah.
Can
See,
I ask,
no one contradicts me. You notice, like everybody's like, "Yeah, you're pretty much right." Sums it up.
can I ask you a question?
Yes, you may.
You single?
If you are under, how old are you? 34. Oh, sorry, you gotta get
44.
off. Oh, he's 44.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, damn it.
Do you
Well,
have a picture of yourself on your profile?
yeah.
Yeah.
You do? Okay, let's go see this.
All right. Is he hot or is
Let's go check this out. Certainly doesn't sound hot. Let's see.
he's looking at chicks? She's got boobs on her, man. What am
How
I?
tall are
You
you?
said, does he sound hot?
I'm jealous of his boobs.
Yeah.
Oh man,
All right.
that's
Is
funny.
that you?
Nelson, we can be buddies. I'll take you as a buddy.
Aw, he's so cute.
I'll take you as a buddy.
Look how cute he is. Little chipmunk.
Chip.
All right.
Chip. Nelson. Raposo. Hi, this is the new community. Toronto t-shirts. Do you live in a community or do you live in your own home?
Me?
Nelson. Is Nelson still here?
Yeah.
Here, he's just in outer space.
Yeah.
Nelson. He's looking at that chick with the boobs.
Oh, he's got, I didn't go, let me go check out. I, I don't do that. I never look at people's, I look at
It
their
was right
things.
there. It was right there. I couldn't help it.
No,
mean-
it's on likes. It's on the likes. I never hit the
I
likes.
live with my parents.
Oh, hey, look at her.
Yeah, I'm jealous. Why can't I have those boobs? My boobs freaking. Hey, if she loses another 15 pounds, they'll be half that size. Unless
I
do
live
you
with
think
my parents.
do you think that's a boob job, Melody? What do you
What if
think?
no, I think this person is probably 20
I
Who
was
are y'all?
something. She's supple. She's super supple.
she's in good shape.
Who are y'all looking at?
You like
Uh,
me?
She's got great boobs. I'm just
I
saying.
like the second person. I like Alyssa. I like the second person. She's
Yeah,
cute.
she looks good. Not that I bang her or anything. I'm just saying she.
No, these are pretty women.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't bang women.
Yeah, don't you hate when guys like get freaked out over that? It's like, oh my
Hello.
Yeah,
god, you know.
yeah.
Hello. Do you like
Who's
me?
Yeah, of course, a bit tequila. Just pinch your cheeks. So cute.
right? What is another way of saying this? I would
Hello.
like Nelson.
Yeah.
Do you have like full conversations?
What do you mean by full conversations?
Like, or are you just here looking for titties and ass?
I have full conversations.
Oh, okay. So you can come for that if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. No tits and ass. No tits
No,
and ass
So
over
what
here.
about how much money do you make a year, Nelson? Be honest.
I don't make any money.
Oh.
I volunteer
Oh, where do you volunteer?
with people like me.
Okay. Well, tell me more about that.
Is it
I help.
cerebral palsy or?
Yeah, cerebral palsy.
Oh,
Hmm.
he's welcome anytime. Nice man.
Hmm. Are you a virgin?
Yes, I am.
Is there a dating pool that you like? Are there in your community? Do you guys have that maturity? Like, can you guys in the space that you live, or is that not allowed?
I've been trying, but it's tougher for me because I'm handicapped.
And then, but do you socialize? Like, do you get to socialize with other people in your community? Like, you have your community that you live in, but do the other ones around? Do you guys have like social gatherings?
Yes.
Hmm. But you don't, is there anybody else that has, because it's obviously we all run in different wavelengths in our brains, right?
Yeah.
And we all have to like find our little match somehow. I haven't found mine. It's fucking crazy. That's the way it goes.
Well, you
I
meet
follow.
Hmm?
I followed the person that followed me back.
Okay. See, this is
She
got
can
it.
talk to me anytime she wants.
Oh, he seems very.
Okay. Yeah, he's cool.
I'll do. I'll, I'll DM you.
Don't send me any dick pics, or I'll be mad.
Okay.
Okay, that means do not send.
Who's Carnegie?
Wow.
I've seen him around.
Carnegie just said Sandra wants to bang Melly B? Question mark. Ooh, you why you? I don't know how to say that. This conversation is
I'll
becoming
DM you
really
right now.
awkward.
That's because he's a fucking pussy.
I'll
Carnegie.
DM you right now.
I'm from Jersey, and we just like talk out loud, and I mean, just because I say forward things to Melody does not mean I want to fuck her. It just means like we're friends, and we just talk about whatever we want to. If you don't like it, you can get the fuck out.
4 days ago, Carnegie had a space. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 people with him.
Oh yeah.
Who are you? Joa Newman. Come up and say hello, Mr. Opinionated.
Did they all run away because he's boring as fuck?
Nelson went away.
Yeah, I saw that, but that's different.
Yeah. Carnegie's a little monkey, little yellow monkey.
Yeah, he looks like yellow.
Yellow.
Bitcoin's yellow. Don't stop.
Yellow.
That's right.
Jaundice. I think Carnegie has some jaundice. He looks a little too jaundicey to me.
It's a serious case. Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah.
We're at a liver.
Putting things into perspective and people in their place. Wow, since 1999.
Damn.
Also, taking on airlines that think they can run away with your money. Oh, dude. Look, I'll join any. I actually have questions about that. Do you work for the airlines? I wonder if I can still get a credit, get my money back.
Ooh.
Can I get my money back?
Start talking, Carnegie.
Carnegie, come here. I got questions for you. That blows. What a letdown.
Damn it. I'm sorry.
What a letdown.
Horrible.
Jaundice monkey.
That's right.
Jaundice monkey. Wow. That's amazing. Out of context, that's really terrible, but in context, it's funny.
He sent a message. He sent a message to Melody, and then now I won't talk to anybody because I don't know why.
Oh no, he put it on the wall.
Oh, he did?
Like, yeah.
The frick.
Melly B is spying on me. Yes, motherfucker. Let's see. What else can we find? Come up. Come up. Joa. Is that can't decide. How do you read Joao?
Is it gel? Like, how do you, yeah.
And the last name is Newman. So it's like, to me, it sounds like Portuguese and
Seinfeld?
like a Portuguese mom and a white dad.
Right, yeah.
And then Jaundice Monkey came.
He sounds like a postal, like he works for the USPS, and he probably has like his entire apartment full of mail and just enough room to get to the bathroom, and that's it. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got and there's enough room for like a still. You got to have your own moonshine still in there. Oh, Nelson shared a photo. Dare I? I'm afraid now.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it's good. It's good. You know, Nelson reminds me of Roberto from last night.
Oh, I don't know.
This guy Roberto, he comes into a room and just trashes it. So if your room's gone to fuck anyway, yeah, I'll send you I'll send you
Roberto.
oh, he's back again. All right. Here's Nelson. Yeah, this guy he's a friend of like Fitz's apparently, and like if Fitz has a room that's just gone to shit, he'll contact, Roberto, and then he'll come in and just destroy it.
I send you a picture of myself.
I saw you're a cutie pie.
Can you send me a picture?
Yeah, I'll send you something a little later. Not right now. I'll send you something
I gotta
later.
join another space, y'all. If y'all have another one, I'll join.
Okay. Bye.
See ya.
Down, Grito. Chef.
Bye bye.
It's so funny. How many names do you have on here? How many names do you get called?
Who's
So what do you do?
he's fun. So what are your plans for the rest? Oh God, it's 4 in the afternoon Eastern time already. Holy crap.
I know, right?
Jesus.
Sandra, Casey, Dr. M, Reptile, and Radine all follow the monkey.
I just followed the monkey today.
Yes, well,
Did I? I can't remember. I think I just followed him today. Or it was
oh,
recent.
there's more comments. Hold on.
Oh. Okay. Oh no.
Okay, so take care of that, John. Okay. Um, and then he goes, I can't believe this place is getting recorded. It's like future generations are really wanting to hear all about the Jersey lesbian. Oh God. I think he likes spreading jaundice rumors.
He's hilarious.
John Daic rumors. What?
John Dick. uh,
Okay.
Trying to find the right response. All right.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How is your weekend
Hola,
going?
hola, GK. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Today I had some kind of good news, some kind of blah news.
Start with
I'm
the
trying
bad
to.
news and then the good news after.
Well, that the place that I'm possibly moving into may have no closet space for me.
Hmm.
It's a big
And
fucking issue.
I guess you need
Really?
to go to IKEA and get a wardrobe.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I have a smaller bed instead, right? Okay, yeah.
I'm going to leave
And
this
there are
space
there
now.
are beds that have drawers right underneath them, and they're pretty large actually. When you think about the space that you could have under the bed, it's a lot of space. You get like 4 drawers, which is deep. You can put the things that doesn't
Yeah, okay.
require ironing.
Okay. Ye- Yeah, just drawers under the bed. Yeah, storage space. Make it. Okay. No, but I like the dresser, the wardrobe idea. I don't like the idea of sleeping on stuff. I don't put any my bed. I don't know. This is like the superstitious Colombian in me, I guess. I don't know. But like I like nothing under my bed. Sometimes I'll put roses or write a little wish but I like that space clear. I don't know if that makes
Mm.
sense or not, but
Yeah, in United States,
um
there are not many wardrobe as furnitures because all the houses already have that, closet space, right?
right.
Which is not the common thing in my country. So every bedroom
Mm,
set comes with a wardrobe
yeah,
for
I
you to
like the wardrobe
purchase.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally getting it. Yeah, I think I'll get it. I can sleep in a small bed. I think a queen, I mean, by myself, I can do that.
From Amazon, I
American
ordered
whiskey stuff.
this rack where you can hang your stuff, the ones that they use in stores with the wheels underneath them. But I realized your
Hmm.
stuff get dust on it, and if like in during the evening time it gets sun on it, which textile and sun doesn't work together, it will fade the colors.
Hmm.
So it's better to keep your clothing in a dark space. That's why I recommended the wardrobe will be a better idea.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that because she just told me that they're in the closet that would be my room. That the closet that is has the washer dryer. So I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
idea, actually.
Yeah.
If you have
Yeah.
more
So I can
sugar.
have like the little wardrobe. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's gonna be perfect. I kind of want to. I don't want a bed now that I'm thinking about it.
You don't want a bed?
No, I think I want to sleep on. I want to learn how to sleep like. And this might sound weird, but like basically face up like mummy. Like
What?
yeah, I want to figure out how to do this. I'm gonna so um I have like a queen size. I've mainly ever had queen size beds. And I've had platform, like all, different styles. Right now I'm on a bed that's super tall. Like I have to hop into it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which I love because I have hardwood floors, so it's like it's really pretty. But I've been thinking about like I fucked up my back in July, and
I'm not gonna ask how did you do that? Okay.
no, it was yeah, it was just sad. It was just sad. So now I'm like, all right, I have to sleep this way. I have to sleep face up and try not to sleep on my sides. Anyway, I've had like Moroccan style, like.
Oh, I like Moroccan style and Indian style beds with details on them. Oops, I can't hear anything. Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, then maybe Mel be cut off?
Yeah, maybe. I was thinking maybe more like in college, what we did these platform beds where you build a platform. You could either like sleep on top of the platform and store stuff under the platform, or sleep on the bottom and then store stuff on top of the platform. I mean,
Hmm.
that might be something to think about.
Yeah, that's what I purchased for my son. Like he gets up on basically it's like he has to take like 3, 4 steps like ladder, and I'm just planning what I can do for the underneath space. Oh, there's a lot of space underneath. Maybe turn into like a book reading corner or something like a playful with planning to hang some lights in it and put some nice pillows to sit down on it.
Yeah, my apartment came with all the furnishings, which at first I was like, oh, this is good. But now it's kind of like, I'm limited in what I can do. And plus, I don't like, I'd have to do it all myself. And I only have so much strength. And so it's a little awkward.
Ask your landlord if they have storage and you want to change your furniture. They can store that. Like you can say that I will bring that furniture into your storage facility or whatever he's using, and then can I use my own furniture? Is that okay? I will. If I
Uh,
move out, I will carry it back in.
Good point. Good point. I don't know. I mean, he's kind of. I got the impression I should not ask, but what I want to do is at least put the bed up on stilts so I have like more storage room. That I'd be happy with that, but it's hard to do by myself. I don't know. I'll figure it out. He's overseas right now anyway, so it can wait. I've been dealing with it this long.
Of course, landlords would like not to hear much, not complaints, not things. But if you take care of it yourself, you give the idea that I'll do it myself. Would it be okay? Then they will be more leaning, towards you in that
Oh,
case.
he's pretty. It's funny because he kept telling me that he had a bad situation with a former tenant, and he kept saying, "Oh, everything was stacked up," and I'm like, "Dude, you have 300 square feet in here. What do you expect?"
Mm.
I didn't say anything, of course, and um, Anyway, it's no big deal. I'm happy here. It's just one. If I could create more storage space, I'd probably be a lot happier.
Since you cannot take space on the floor, what you go do is you go up, so you get the highest, basically, like all the way to the ceiling, kind of. Hey, me.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're right, and I can do. I still got a few things I can do. Height wise, it's just I'm 5'6", and that would require me standing on top of other things, and I don't know. I guess I'm.
Yeah, I am 5'6", and I have a two-step ladder in my first and second floor for things to pick it up.
Yeah, I have a.
But you're not that short. I consider myself, like, in this country pretty average. In my country, I'm pretty tall.
Yeah, I feel pretty sure. I don't know what it is lately, but I'm in Miami. I feel like everybody's like taller than me. Even if I wear like sandals that have a bit of a heel, I'm like, am I short? I'm shrinking. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
shrinking.
but a lot of men like tiny short girls though. They would rather have someone, shorter than like as tall as them.
Yeah,
So
I have to research it. What if I'm shrinking? Like how like older people start shrinking, like they get shorter?
you could get tested with your bone density, and you may need some calcium if you're above 30 years old or 30. Usually after 35, I think we start losing some of our bone density. And
Mm.
if it's faster, you may get, and if you're someone who doesn't drink, milk and eat yogurt or cheese, they may recommend you take some pills. So get it tested. It's very easy.
I better. I better. And now I'm nervous. Now I'm like, great. I'm probably 4'8". I don't even know it. You know, I'm telling people I'm 5'6", but I'm not. Now I'm nervous.
Well, last 6 months, I lost 10 pounds all by myself without trying to lose weight because
It,
I was already 130 pounds. So I was okay with my weight. And I liked, what I have. And now I just shrinked. Like I look too tiny and nothing is fitting me, all my clothings. And my boobs are smaller, my butt is smaller, and I'm not that happy with that. But
I,
people think around me that I purposely did this. I wanted to lose weight. That wasn't the case. I just wasn't eating enough. That was the whole thing. I went to my trainer and she told me, like, what are you eating? So breakfast, lunch, dinner, and tell me. And I wrote it down and she's like, you're not eating anything. Like you have to eat 2 eggs in the morning. You got to eat this. You got to eat that. I'm like, there's no way I can eat that much food. I don't know. I don't know. I hope I don't continue losing weight because I'm 120 pounds right now.
oh my God! Now you gotta that we. What foods do you like? Why don't you start with that? What foods do you like to have?
I eat Mediterranean diet, so I used to eat more eggs, but I think I'm kind of like forcing myself to eat one egg, and then I'll have some olives and a little bit of cheese and mostly cucumber and tomatoes. Like I'm a salad girl. I love salads. Like today I went to brunch and I had a Cobb salad, which had chicken on it. I didn't realize. I wasn't too happy with that, but I ate it anyway. But I couldn't even finish just one salad. I get it packed. I don't know. Maybe my stomach is shrinking or something.
Well,
But I realize when you lose weight, when you lose muscle weight, in the past I was going to gym 3 4 days a week, and I kind of start going lazy on the gym. I went to my country for a month and a half. I didn't work out. I just came. I'm focusing on more studies and the stock market and stuff. I realized that I lost my muscle mass, and the muscle is very heavy. It's heavier than fat, right? So when you start working out, you lift up your body, you became more tighter, but at the same time, you will become heavier when you go on the scale, which is not a bad thing. It's about how you look. It's not about what the numbers is when you go on the scale, right?
right.
So I've decided that I should be going to the gym 3 days a week, and I should, because you realize also when you lose that muscle weight, your skin gets like a lot softer and more like it gets too flexible, like it gets dangly. So I didn't like that
Oh, I
much.
got that. It's terrifying. I looked down, like my cat was doing something. I looked down to my right, and I got like that turkey skin that hangs off you when you get too thin in certain areas. It's like it looks like cottage cheese turkey. Now, I'm not
Yeah,
ever,
I understand.
you know what I mean? I'm like,
Hmm.
what the fuck is that? I'm
Yeah.
looking at it like there's like a spider on my skin or something. Like, oh no, what is happening? And then I realized I'm like, I got like turkey or chicken skin action going on there. How, I
I
guess I
mean,
got to.
it's all okay if you're like if like I'm in my upper 30s now, and I just don't compare myself with, of course, someone in their 20s. Like when I look around, people around my age, I say, all right, I feel good, I look good, all right, I always try to go on the positive side. But when this drastic weight loss happened in 6 months, like 10 pounds, and I wasn't working out, which is a big mistake because after a certain age, you will naturally start losing your muscle weight. So you have to work out. And I wasn't doing that. And then I realized that I have to continue. I have to go back to the gym and do like I've started to, I just once a week is not cutting off. I got to do like 3 days a week. And I have to be consistent. That's what's important, consistency. Because years of workout, I looked, very athletic, and just not doing it a great job in the last 6 months, they were all gone. Like all my work, I felt like all of my hard work is gone. No,
Well, I'll say this. I mean, I'm self-conscious about like working out in my apartment because this guy's been stalking me for so long. It's like, is he watching, not watching? It just
Oh
makes me
my God, that's
really,
disgusting. It's
really,
very invasive. I'm
it's,
sorry to hear that.
yeah, and it makes me there's nothing I can do about it. But I mean, I'm really paranoid about like working out because I know I would have muscle tone for now, but for the fact I'm like, so does this guy have like a camera like in the drain of the shower type of stuff, like just craziness. Uh,
Oh, that's crazy. I have a stalker who's stalking my Google
um,
searches.
really?
And he was working for Google, and he's actually someone that I know.
Holy shit!
And he said something that he weren't supposed to know at all, and I knew right off the bat that he was like doing that.
How are they able to do?
And yeah, he just kind of like he was just too cocky about it. Like he just told me like some things that like how much he knows about me, and then I was like, you weren't supposed to know that. I never told you that. In a way that I just thought about it. I didn't let him know that I knew.
Well, here's the
And
I'll give you a tip on how to handle that shit, right? So I have that same problem. What I do is this guy's horny as fuck half the time. So what I do is I'll wait till a time where I know he's like doing something important and or working, and I'll just do these incredibly provocative searches like, like garters and like just stuff like crazy stuff that I don't think he has a lot of exposure to but likes. And it just completely blows up his day.
yeah, I made a lot of search about like how to stop a stalker, how to sue your stalker. Should I call the police for my stalker or just apply like should I get what kind of lawyer should I find
You're going
to sue my stalker? Google stalker, especially I wrote that.
to
Who's but I
that.
didn't stop him.
No, I could told you that. You're going about it the wrong way. You have to go about it the opposite way. You have to go about it. You have to be super provocative, like lesbians and like threesomes. Like get pictures up there while like he's working, right? Like you kind of know his schedule.
Oh, he
So
would like that. I think he would like that. Not
yeah,
that he wouldn't like it. I think he would like it, and that will actually lock him into my Google search like every day. I
but
feel like.
but it comes a point where it's inconvenient for other things going on in that person's life, and it can just make things worse for them. So, but don't worry. I mean, that these sorts of people eventually they get bored, and you're like a fad to them. I mean, I'm talking about myself really, but they'll move on.
Yeah, hopefully, I don't know. I mean, he's a person basically. He's like my friend. Like I kind of know him. Like not, he's not living far away from me in the neighborhood. Like we do see each other and stuff. Like just
Well,
be careful of who you give your phone number to. A simple thing, just giving your phone number to someone. They could be so invasive and look through your Google search. They know everything about you, everything.
if
And
they're
it's sick. It's sickening to my stomach. I don't know. It's just too invasive. I hate that shit.
if they're that good, they're probably doing a lot more than you realize. So, FYI.
Yeah. He worked for Google in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows probably where my kids are going to school, where do I go to shopping. He could follow me through my phone, like literally on the map. You could see it traces the map and it tells you how much you go, where do you go, like even what brand of clothing I'm buying for my kids. Like he could follow everything. He might know all my credit card history,
Probably.
like my credit card numbers and passcodes, everything. He might
Yeah.
have known.
I'm like, look, you little fucking bitch. You know, you have a lot of money. Start. You want me to wear certain stuff on certain days? Start paying for my shit. What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, he hates that. I get it. I know. I intentionally say stuff that irritates him all the time so that he'll like chill, but he never does. He gets worse, and I'm like, how worse can this guy get? He's already like, you know, like I'll open my searches and there's already searches done showing me like what he likes and stuff. That's okay. I mean, he's like a buddy now. It's kind of like anytime I'm in a bad mood, I just take it out on him, and he's just like always there. So it's like I'm like, dude, it's your fault because you're here. So
Yeah.
fuck
Like
off. You
when I
fucking jealous?
trade, he's asking me like, "Did you trade today? Did you trade today? What did you trade today?" I'm like, "Yeah, I traded this and that." Like he already knows that I did an extensive research about where I've been trading. Like I've been googling all over the place, so he already knows, and he's like coming in like, proving me in a way. Like it's I
Yeah.
don't know, just an awkward conversation that happening in between on me and him, and so I try to keep him away from my life as much as
Yeah.
possible, and
Go girl that bitch. If he lives in your area, you put on your stilettos, you go down, you get him on the bed, and you stiletto the shit out of his head, and that'll be that. You know what I mean? You ever watch
Yeah.
seen that, right? That's what you do.
Should I let him know that I'm totally aware of what is he doing?
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
Should I let him know that I am totally aware of what he is doing?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, it's not no, it's not a secret, right?
Yeah.
Well, you might as well. It won't change anything, but it's kind of like you know that he knows that everybody knows, and I don't know. That might check his behavior a little bit. Anytime you put a flashlight on,
Yeah.
it's gonna help. I don't care. I mean, I know a lot about my person, and I'm okay with it. If they need to do that until they crawl out of the woodwork and beg my forgiveness, I'm gonna the dose of medicine they're gonna get from me is just gonna get worse over time. The longer they wait, the more they're gonna get back. Gotta eat your peas. you know
Yeah.
yeah.
When I do
And
research, I'm
he's
sometimes
turned on
too
by
afraid to type certain things, and that always he's in my mind that he's checking, and that's so uncomfortable.
you. Get used to it. It'll get worse too. I mean, I don't mean in a pejorative. I just mean like it's invasive. But I don't mind because I don't have anything to hide. I'm not. In my opinion, I'm not
Yeah,
like.
I'm not looking for how to murder my neighbor or something. You know what I mean?
Although maybe if you put that in your search, it might be a little like, I don't know, man. I'm right down the road from this woman. What's on her mind? Yeah, yeah. No, I'm fucking around. He knows that I'm not. Yeah, but it's just bullshit. I mean, I'm okay with it. He knows and I can feel this other person's feelings and like their mood swings and like all that stuff. So I'll act completely batshit crazy, and my friends are like, "What the hell?" And what it actually is this person like kind of like if I'm irritated, it's like this person's able to like blow that up and put his mood into it and make my mood worse and display it. And I've gotten a little bit better at kind of being like, are you fucking kidding me? Knock it off. But sometimes I can't. I don't know. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress, but once I get in control
They
of it.
want some sort of reaction from you, no matter what it is. Stalkers, they want some sort of reaction and they will enjoy that reaction, whether you're happy with it. And if you're irritated, they might like it even more, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. But you know what? He's evolved from being a stalker to like my fake husband. So I just harass him constantly with bullshit all day, every day. So I'm like, he's probably got maybe another month left before he like runs the fuck away from me. So we'll see how far he gets. I'm just getting started. You know what I mean? But you should take advantage of it. You know, especially if he's like on the feminine side a little bit. Like, you know, beat that bitch up. Everybody's like, what the fuck is happening in here?
So your stalker is your ex-husband?
No, he's going
Oh,
to.
okay.
He's stalking me, and he's my fake husband. And someday he'll be my ex fake husband. Do you know what I mean?
That's funny.
Yeah. Like I have a Caffrey. Caffrey's my drunken Twitter husband. But Caffrey, I divorced him like last week because he's just too much of a drunk, and he's too young, and he's not funny anymore.
Yeah, I know Caffrey.
Yeah,
Casey, you mean, right?
yeah, he's so much fun. I mean, I adore him. He's just kind of like young. If he were older, I'd fuck him, but you know how it is.
He has a girlfriend.
Who cares? So what? Are they married?
I think they're pretty serious and they've been dating for a while, I guess.
Well, she better like open up her fucking eyes. See, mine glow in the dark. I see everything.
Yeah.
I dream in infrared. You know, like I dream.
Alexander, I love you.
See, here's the
I mean, why do you think, what is he doing wrong that could be considered, say, cheating? Like just talking online with people? I mean, meeting up will be definitely crossing the line. But
I mean,
if just
phone sex
he is
is
light flirting and all that stuff. What?
phone sex. Phone
thing.
sex is off limits for sure.
Yeah.
Talking
Yes.
about people's, you know,
Trying to,
talking about
basically.
what I'm gonna do to your body or what I want to, that's off limits.
Yes, totally.
I just found years old. I don't
Talking about what you're wearing. Like, did I say that already?
know. You didn't.
No, I'm saying.
Or
She asked,
sexting, basically.
yeah,
Sexting.
anything in it, like, yeah, there are limits, obviously. I think
Yeah.
so.
I thought it was just light flirting, which is okay, considering his age and he's just dating. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
guys, even the married guys, they're just a
I think they're
flirt. They
flirting.
like to
Yeah,
make,
I think that's cool.
women laugh and stuff. But
But I think that each person, each couple has to come to their own agreement of what their limit is on what their boundaries are on flirting.
Oh,
I think that's
I set boundaries very easily. I take a whip and a chair, and I fucking beat the shit out of them with my whip until they realize that that's the boundary. The boundary is what
that
I
sounds
said.
about right.
Yeah, you gotta discipline these fuckers, or they just run all amok completely. They need order, or there's just chaos.
I
mean,
think we don't need to discipline them. The best thing we could do for ourselves is setting up boundaries. Because when you don't set up your boundaries, you're giving your power away to that person. So you know what your boundaries, and you will never cross for anyone on earth. Doesn't matter who it is, how handsome it is, how rich it is, how educated it is, how intelligent it is. You're not going to cross your boundaries, and you will realize that person is going to respect you for that. And if they don't, they're not the right person for you.
well, then you don't understand what resources can do, and how resources can alter the boundary of even the most determined people. Because
I mean, say if my boyfriend is watching porn, for example, I would not mind if that's happening every single day, 1 hour a day. Then that's too much. I could not like that's that. Uh-oh.
yeah, my guy can watch as much porn as he wants, but there's a difference between what's on a screen and reality. And I'll
Mm-hmm.
fuck the daylights out of him until he like decides on his own to stop. I mean, why would I tell him to stop doing something if he can stop doing it on his own? That's better. I'm not a control freak that way. But there are basic things I don't want to see. Like I won't hook up with a file. I don't care how much fucking money they got. You know what I mean? But most stuff is like, okay, that's a decision that they can make. I'm not a control freak, and if I can enable them to decide what they want to do or what they don't want to do, just simply by who I am, then they voluntarily stop a behavior I don't like, and I've always approached life like that over the last relationship that I've had. That worked really well for me. That's probably the way I'll continue. That's just me. But let me tell you something. Anyone with almost unlimited resources can turn you into whatever the fuck they want to. It's only if they have respect for you and they like you by virtue of getting to know you for real. Like stripped to the, with no varnish, no pretense. They know everything about you. Then they have no reason to try to alter your boundaries because they, at the core, they know you. I hope that makes sense. They know what your boundaries are. But if you're going to play games and create artificial boundaries, they're just going to ignore them and change you. They're not going to change a totally pure, honest person. I mean, that's probably sounds naive, but that's kind of the way. I mean, that's the way I see it.
Ultimately, they change you.
Well, sure they do, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that there are some. I'm just saying to that person that if you're naive enough to believe that a person with unlimited resources is not capable of doing all those changes, then you're full. But that doesn't mean that a person with unlimited resources won't stop and think if the right situations present themselves consistently over time, the truthfulness and the honesty of the person. But yeah, of course things are going to change. That doesn't mean everything does. I do sound like a contradiction, don't I?
You sound like a what?
Contradiction.
I don't know. Some things are. I think we just think too much.
Yeah, that's the other problem. What the about now? But I like to kid around with people because I like to, like, for example, some of the things I just said in the last 10 minutes I would never do, right?
Right.
You guys don't know that. And the cognitive dissonance, the contrast of like Sandra the lawyer and like Sandra with the whip in the chair is hilarious to me, And I think there's an element, right? And I think there's an element of, this person that I jokingly, reference to every once in a while. I think there's an element of this person that understands where I'm coming from and thinks it's fucking hilarious. I hope that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, it comes across. I get it.
Gotcha.
But I don't know about that Jundas monkey, not understanding that.
Wait, say that one more time. I'm sorry.
I don't know if the Jundaic monkey understands that.
Oh, well, do you want me to get into that? I will.
No.
Okay. I mean, I'm here. I'll I used to.
What I don't is the other one.
Okay. Yeah, let me look at that. Mike, where are you? There you are, Mike. Who do we got here?
Hey.
Oh, I won't. Yeah, I won't. Melody.
Yeah.
I'll ignore
That
it.
other.
Okay. Do we?
I mean,
Yeah, that's what happened with me earlier. We were talking about the wardrobes.
We were talking about invasive stalkers, but I think we're done with that subject.
No. Yeah. You were talking about this stuff. I dropped out earlier.
Yeah.
Earlier than that. Mine died.
Carnegie was, I want to say upset because that's too high volume on probably the emotion that's being felt. I can't believe this place is getting recorded. It's like future generations really want to hear all about the Jersey lesbian.
Yeah.
I just actually, if
Fascinating.
I just gave him the boot, so off he goes.
It's funny because the people who love to troll the room are the people who love to come back the most.
Yeah, but then it gets just downright stalky, creepy, and
well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, I know, like, as a guy, I don't have to face the same implications that you might. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Because this is like, oh, somebody's upset. Oh, they're really upset. Well, that doesn't mean anything to me, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And I don't normally get like power crazy, but if I know that someone else is uncomfortable or the person just acts
Yes,
really
that's the line. Yep.
out they go. So I don't know. If anyone wants to get mad at me, they can DM me. That's all.
No, that's fine.
And I hope no one minded my diatribe. I was just kidding around.
And
No,
it's not, when you talk about like being invasive, we're not just talking about, maybe man is being invasive to the woman's life or the other way around. Like I had this lady in my neighborhood. I found it her to be too invasive because like if someone walks up to you and asks you way too many personal questions, like are you, vaccinating your child? Then if he is he vaccinated or not, then how is he going to do, Brazilian jiu-jitsu? Because I heard that that place is only accepting, vaccinated kids and this and that. Like, where did you spend your time when you were away and what were you doing? And like all that things, just like after a while, it just becomes too invasive to me that when you cannot read a body language, and I'm sure that she was able to read mine because I think that I was very clear about it, but still continuing to ask like your financials, where you live, do you rent, do you own, did you inherit, did you do this, did you do that, like it's all of those things. It's just becoming too much, and I
Yeah.
realized that I was having a hard time setting boundaries to those people, just out of politeness and out of kindness. I was answering to them, but I realized in my 30s, I'm like, I don't have to answer to you. Yeah, what I feel uncomfortable talking about myself, right? How did
Yeah.
you guys battle with those people?
Yeah. No, I certainly understand where you're coming from. And, I do a lot of things out of kindness and then regret it. So, yeah, that's certainly something to keep in mind. Oh, Mike, someone has asked, how would I become a syndicate leader?
I I want him. I'm so tired of him. This guy's been following me for like 3 days.
Oh, no. How do I wait? Maybe we make you a co-host and you can help decide, you know. Um, Mike, are you there?
I thought you were co-host already. My bad.
I am. I thought, can you make Melody
Mm.
co-host?
No, I thought Melody was co-host already.
Oh, there
I
she is.
I dropped. My phone died earlier.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Magical powers activate.
Hey, how about I just block Melody? I think that would be best.
Yeah. Go ahead and block me, please.
All right, because you're not worth it anyways.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Why you keep following me everywhere?
Because I'm a syndicate person.
You're not a syndicate person.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be a leader of the syndicate. So,
Wicked. I'll
and I'm a real
I can help.
unicorn. I'm a real unicorn also. So, no more
You know
fake
what?
stuff.
Bilingual, you're the new leader.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're gonna be sorry.
Go open your room for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Open the room, and if you can get more than 2 people there, we'll join you.
Maybe you'll
It's
join
your
me. I
chance.
won't.
There you go. A star is born.
Yeah, there you go, Mike. I'm so proud of you. And look, I mean, that is like the classic. What's the one where you paint the fence? Tom Sawyer. That's a Tom Sawyer move, man.
You want the power? Here it is. Take it.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
guess. Let me guess. You want attention, power? Okay. Here you go.
Now he's probably over there waiting for people. Like, where
Yesterday,
are they? Yeah.
or it was like he started following me. I think it was like Thursday or Friday, like
That's it.
every fucking day for hours, like anywhere I go. And so I finally DM'd him, and then I'm like, leave me alone. I'm like, leave me alone.
Melody, you have a simp.
I don't
Congratulations.
know if a simp is a stalker is a simp. Like, no, I don't know what the fuck that. No.
But he wants to go to spaces with you. You have a harem now, or a cult. Maybe you could start a cult.
I have a new idea for Twitter Spaces. If someone wants to, if you choose, people have to pay to listen to you speak in a space.
Yeah, ticketed space. I've heard of that. Yeah.
But not a ticketed space so much as ticketed individuals. So if there's
Like,
someone
you
who
gotta pay
Melody
to
wants
get
to
in.
charge, right? There might be like a group of people that Melody wants to charge, right? Either because they're annoying or because, there's money there. And be like, look, if you want to listen to me, it's going to be about $50 a month.
I'm gonna open my tip jar and see what happens.
Oh,
Yeah.
can I do that yet? I don't know. I think you have to have a certain amount of people, don't you, to have?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know
I mean,
either.
following you is one thing, and then talking about you falsely to others is something else,
Oh,
which
yeah.
Yeah,
happened to
that's
me in the past because I had a lot of eager to learn how the stock markets I'm trying to learn. And, this person was, he's been doing it for many years. And then he was very nice and friendly to me. But I realized that he was talking about other people. Like when I opened up the subject, he was saying like terrible things about those people. Maybe he was thinking that I was liking them. And after a while, it became too toxic. And I realized that he was, I lean in a lot of psychology books and I took many classes in psychology. I realized that a lot of things that he was telling about himself, it was just straight out lies, like a lot of lies. And I was talking to someone and they said that, oh, yeah, he told me that I like GK. How can I open up GK? Blah, blah. I'm like, I should have realized this from the very beginning. And I was just being too naive because he wasn't flirty. He was just being too kind, too nice. It's like too good to be true kind of nice. You know what I mean? And and then I realized what he was, and I told his face. I said, "You're a psychopath, and I know who you are, and your mask is down." And now he was going behind my back and telling people that, GK is running after me. She's trying to date me. She's fighting for me, this and that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And there will be some people who are believing what he said. And this is just, terrible. I blocked him from everywhere, but he doesn't shut up. And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's just like people just don't know when to fucking stop. And I guess they'll never stop because they have an end game.
Now
And
here's
that's
what
about it.
you get a shitload of cute people, or you make the account yourself, or or anti-vax people to follow that account, and eventually Twitter will get rid of him for you. It's true. It's true. It's terrible, but it's true. There's like articles written about this. Yeah, you just have to round up a bunch of Q and anti-vax people, and then have them make comments about all that shit on his account. He'll be gone in 2 weeks.
Oh my God, that's
2 or
funny.
3. Yeah.
Hey, Lauren.
Lauren.
What's that?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Dealing with trolls, stalkers.
Melody, you always get a good stalker. You're magnetic.
This is funny though, because it's like I get no gain. Like I hear people use their assets, their physical attributes, and like I get no gains. Like I got them, but I get no gains. Like
You
what
gotta
the fuck?
monetize your stalkers, man.
That's
Monetize their stalkers.
that's the issue.
Yeah, just now, if you can't call them stalkers, they're simps. Okay, first of all, you gotta have like an attitude change towards how you see them. Like the fact that they're like wanting to make you into a lamp and have you forever. Put that aside. Be careful. But they're simps, and you
Hmm.
have to give them a way to be able to honor their stalking of you by paying you for the pleasure of being able to stalk you. It's the
Got it.
least they can do. Then you can like make an NFT of yourself and fractionalize it and do all that shit.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like if I'm gonna.
The Stock Melleby Club. You can call it Stock Melleby Club, like SMC,
It's so funny.
Sadist Masochism Club, or Stock Melleby, yeah. And yeah, they can like buy an hour of time to like watch you shower at night through a camera set up on a telephone pole that is angled into your showering area in your bathroom.
Monster, how much do you pay for that? Monster.
You're gonna get him up here. He's
He
too busy.
doesn't.
Are you kidding me? He's too busy taking selfies of himself to be
Monster, come
fucking.
talk. Let's
Like
see.
he's a simp of himself. Like,
Monster, I just threw you a mic. Come up. What's up?
so we have to change. We now have to change what the syndicate stands for here. We are now in the process of monetizing our stalkers and calling them simps.
I can pay $50.
You can pay $50 a month. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Monetize.
That's not bad. See, so there you go. You got your first $50 right there. You keep going.
Monetize a stalker.
Yeah, and you'll be able to stay on your island. We just have to find more of your stalkers and be like $50 a month. You can watch Melody shower for an hour a week or something.
Yes.
I like it. The shower hour.
Yeah, exactly. But you can pixelate yourself, Melody. They don't get to choose unless that's up to you. Like
No,
yeah.
Look at him. He's like, yeah, he's down. This guy.
He's down with it. Yeah, my stalker's like, nah, I'm just gonna watch everything, whether you like. I only, don't worry. I only have like 30,000 cameras in your apartment of 300. So, but honestly, I'm not watching you. And if you put like this blurred out transparency paper, over all the lights, you'll be just fine. It's just the other 2,800 cameras you won't see. That's all. Yeah, it's bananas. That's okay though. I like them.
I would rather give him a $50 a month not to stalk me, I think.
Oh no.
I just cannot get rid of that disturbed feeling.
Yeah, you get used to it, and then you're like, I gotta monetize this bitch. This is crazy. Like, if they get to do all this shit and I can't do anything about it, then they need to fucking pay me.
Well, isn't that funny? Because that's what it turned into, right? It's like, I'm gonna do this shit. You're gonna get paid. You're gonna have to pay for it. Like, this is what it turned. Like, that's what money is, right?
It's making lemonade out of lemons.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. It's making lemonade out of lemons. It's like, okay, well, I can't stop this asshole. So, what else can I do with this? Oh, I can make money off him because he's just.
You can take him to a court.
Oh yeah, right. What a joke.
I mean,
you're gonna take someone who's super duper rich to court and think, what are you gonna say to the judge? Why, judge, this guy alters the course of satellites to follow me in my car. The judge is gonna be like,
I mean, it's not. It has to be. You have to show proof.
Yeah.
If you show proof, that person can even be jailed for invading your life.
How about you name one pedophile that is in prison right now for the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing? Name one.
Yeah, I mean, is that your stalker? Is that rich?
Probably more so, yeah.
Oh,
but that's my opinion. I could be now. This is Twitter, everybody, so I could be nuts. I could be just a flat out liar and crazy, or I could be 100% honest. I don't, or he could be like lying to me, and he's just some poor, idiot. But I doubt it.
Sandra, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Melody, how are you, Melody?
I'm probably lying, everybody. So just relax.
Yeah, yesterday I was unable to attend the space actually.
Mm-hmm.
So today I just get some time so that for 10 to 15 minutes I'm available here.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you stopped by. We're talking about how to turn lemons into lemonade, how to make your stalkers simps and get them to pay you for doing what they're going to do anyway.
Can you guys can you just give me idea about the Dogecoin, the future of Dogecoin? Any idea can you give about
DOS? What'd you say?
Dogecoin.
The dolphin.
Dogecoin.
Oh, do you want to pay? You want to pay us in Dogecoin? You're saying?
You want my Doge wallet? Is that what you said?
No, dear. I have actually invested in Dogecoin, and presently I'm getting a loss of much more dollars. So that's why I'm asking for if you guys know about the future of Dogecoin, so that I can get any idea about that.
Oh,
have you heard about Melody coin?
Yeah.
Melody
coin is the next really popular coin.
Melody coin, yes. That's the future of next world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Venezuela taking over. Sorry, Colombia. My
I'd buy some Malibu coin too.
Of course. Imagine you could you get Ruben time, you can get Melody time,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah. Malibu's all.
Ruben.
You have run out of your Melody credits for this month. To top up your Melody plan, please add $1 million.
So I know we talked about this before, Mike. Where are you guys doing that? Like what? Because we started with Ruben coin. Remember?
Yeah, that's OpenSea.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, all right. I'll have
Have
to
you
talk.
ever have you ever set up a NFT on OpenSea?
No, I really need.
No.
We should all do that as a project, like
Yeah.
like a syndicate, like OpenSea account, and then everybody like does their thing under the syndicate, or not. I'm just saying, it's an idea.
No. It's I was thinking about like an NFT that allowed. What am I using? You ever not know what you're using? What does Mac use? Does Mac use? Is this a Chrome browser? I hope I'm using
Safari.
Chrome.
Safari.
It could
Oh,
be Safari.
Yeah.
And then
Safari is not supported. Oh,
Oh, it's a pain in the ass. Yeah.
what? Oh, I know. Huh. Man, see, I switched computers. And so, like, I have half my life on the old computer and half my life on the new. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I hate when that happens.
So now I have like 2 keyboards and 3 screens in front of me. I was like, oh, I need to send an email. All right, back to the old computer.
Yeah, I can't quite get my act together that way either. I started out, with OpenSea. I started out trying to buy Mars coin, right? And it was like, okay, you kind of have to like contort yourself the shape of a paper swan, and then you're gonna have to like download Linus onto a new system, do some more yoga, do
Proof
virtual
of yoga.
Hinduism.
Yeah, proof
Yeah.
of yoga is not an easy step. Yeah.
It's like, why can't you just like make it easy? Like I'm an idiot. Just like make it. I download a certain wallet on my iPhone, right? And it should work with anything. But oh no, you know. So I don't know. I still haven't done anything with NFTs. I really need to, get my act together, because things have probably, it's been so long that things have had to have had changed by now. you know, from when I was originally trying to figure all this stuff out.
Yeah, I always wondered, like, so you're telling me you had 10 years to build something, and this is what you built. 10 years. This is the future? Better off with Visa.
Yeah. Oh, Alibi, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just looking at Lauren's pictures today. I'm loving the bathing suit that your brother has. Are you there,
You
Lauren?
got people excited until you said brother.
Oh.
They're like, ah, fuck.
It says, someone please come get my big brother. There's something wrong with him. And it's a picture of 2 guys. One has like bathing shorts and the other one has like Speedos. And there's, I guess, the daughter of the guy with the Speedos. And it's like full 2001 denim bikini kind of Speedo. Lauren, are you there? Where'd you go?
Your hand's still up. I thought your hand goes down when you start speaking.
Yeah, I intentionally put it back up to cover my face.
Oh, nice. Talk to the. That'd be funny, right? Talk to the hand. You haven't paid yet.
Oh, well, that too.
Hey, Melody, is Dr. One of One messaging you to come into his chat?
Oh, please leave it alone. What the fuck? The guy, I'm telling you, like, and then Travs last night, he was like, oh, because the dude has some, he spits out some like funny things here and there. Um, but he just doesn't know how to act. The guy just doesn't know how to act. So he's a 0 right now. 0 and eliminated.
Until we can, so Jeff, maybe Jeff, you can help us. What we're trying to do is there's a bunch of people that stalk Sandra and stalk Melody around. In this case, we're speaking about Melody specifically. We were thinking about how might we create a feature where if someone wants to continue stalking Melody, they have to pay for the privilege on Twitter Spaces. You want the privilege of hearing Melody speak? Well, then, I guess, yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
The recordings are external,
Yeah. So then that guy, it's now we're going on day 3. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Today's Sunday, and we're going into day 4 of this guy just going around. And he's got like several profiles, and he just like last night he opened a Syndicate room. He's like, he just opened a Syndicate room right now.
Mm-hmm. I hope he opens one every day for the next year. God bless.
So why is he stalking you? Or why do you have stalkers?
Well, this one, we're just talking about this one specifically. The reasons are beyond me because he likes to tell me that I've lost my worth when I speak to certain people.
What?
That I'm devaluing myself for some reason. Like
does he call you a weak Christian?
He I don't know. I haven't heard that one yet.
Maybe he likes you and he's just hitting on you, and then he doesn't know how to flirt with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's.
I mean, so this is basically the 10-year-old that's throwing rocks at me, and I'm like,
He's
get the
throwing
fuck
gum
away.
in your hair. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. Like, no, this is not the way.
We're really back into elementary school. I thought we were in high school for a moment, but now it's really going to middle school at this point.
Well, it's the internet. It's hard to. Well, I guess it would be easy to communicate without you seeing him. You think that would be easier?
Well,
like
yeah.
it'd be harder in a bar, right? Like send you a drink or be awkward. So I don't know why he's struggling with. Like he just DM you and say, "Hey."
Well, he did. I finally, after 3 days, I finally DM'd him last night when he was like, I'm opening a Syndicate room. I'm like, what's up, dude? And then I'm like, I'll join you if you take just the title off, like change the title of the space and I'll come in. And he didn't. And so I was like, all right, you just want to fuck around. So just go with your fuckery somewhere else. I'm done with it.
But it's clear he's interested in you. Like.
Oh, I have no idea. But and I was in a space last night. Like, I'm just gonna read you the DMs. Like, I was in a space last night, and then he followed me in there. And I wish those people would have like what they normally do, which like they just go off on people. It's kind of funny. It's kind of where I learned the thick skin. Let me see. Past bedtime. Hold on, where is it?
Hey guys, sorry, it's midnight now. I'm getting sleepy now. So please allow me to go out from the space, huh?
You're allowed to go. You
can check out any
Yeah.
time you want, I guess.
You're allowed to
You
leave.
can never.
And Milibi,
yeah.
And Milibi, you are a very nice-hearted person. I have seen your video. You are giving some smileys to the 86-year-old man, veteran man, right? So thanks. It's a very nice-hearted video, actually. Thank you so much for sharing this in our. So thank you so much, and Milibi and Sandra, all the guys present here, and most are here also. Okay, guys, you discuss about your things, and I am getting sleepy, and let me give you two more. Meet you tomorrow, guys.
Okay, good day.
All right. Sweet dreams.
Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ciao. Ciao.
Good night. Ciao, ciao. He goes, these types of spaces you like, I was wrong about you. Very
Yeah.
disappointed. That's the message I got.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Okay,
Good
good
night.
night, G.
Good
Good
night.
night. Sleep well.
I don't know. I feel like I should be offended at this point.
Yeah, he's like, these are the. I'm like, go away. So, anyway. What's up, Crypto?
Well, I was,
What you got?
and this is, it's just because I'm going to kind of be a shit about it, but I suppose you could just send him dick pics and just say, well, that's me.
Dude, this strategy, I have responded with a dick pic to a dick pic, and I never got, and that person apparently blocked me. So maybe this is a good strategy, Crypto. Thanks for.
Nothing good can come sending a dick pic, not even from a woman. That would be like worse. Like you're getting lower than the low. nothing good can come from sending. Oh, your dick pic. Here's my dick pic. Nothing good can come from that.
Oh shit! Yeah, you should totally scour. You should scour who you know and just say, "Hey, has this guy ever sent you a dick pic?" Oh boy, maybe do some photoshopping.
Yeah, that would be good. Put a dick on my picture. Is that what you're saying? Should I do that?
No. Maybe just uh, shrink a picture of his up and maybe just or maybe put Photoshop on a shitty tattoo. I don't know.
Take the high road, Mel. Just don't take the high road on this one.
I keep taking the high road. I think
Yeah,
I'm
a dick countering with a dick pic is not the answer. We can do
It's funny, but it might not be the answer. It's
Yeah.
definitely fun.
it's funny.
The thing is, like, people that I'm going to say something that may seem egotistical. There is a conversation that can happen here that won't happen in a lot of spaces, and so even though people might want to disrupt it, they come back every week. A lot of the people who try to troll the room, they come back almost now month after month.
Mm.
So I look at it as like a love-hate relationship, which I'm completely fine with.
Mm.
Well, some people it takes them longer to figure out like how to belong and how to interact. Like some people have never even had like an unofficial fake family before, and so they're trying to find their way to kind of like create a little wedge for themselves. So I'm hopeful that over time people will figure it out.
And that's why I'm okay with people that have been a bit, volumetric in their speech. I'm okay with them coming back as long as, nobody feels, personally threatened, right? If people are trying to disrupt the space, I look at, either two things can happen. Either you keep disrupting the space, in which case we're just going to have you leave, or you don't know how to get the attention you want, in which case I can deal with that. We know how to handle that. We can show you how to get the right type of attention. That's easy.
Yeah. Has some very cool music outside my apartment. There goes my cat knocking stuff over. Good job, Ptolemy. Thank you. Yeah, anytime you hear like something disastrous, it's usually the
That's the
cat.
perfect thing. Oh, I love this music. Oh, that's my cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Life with a pet. Oh, I'm enjoying life. Knock something over.
Yeah, you're not anymore. You forget that. It's like
Well,
here's your mood change you didn't want to have.
I keep telling Allie that I want to get a cat, but she won't let me.
Well, no, you need a
How
cat.
come you won't let me get a cat?
I never said no. I just like, why don't I get a dog?
You want a dog now?
Yeah, a dog's better than a cat.
What? Oh no. No, you see, with
I
a cat,
think when you
go away. A
you're
dog is
destined to be crazy if you get a cat. Like single people with cats or like families. I've had this discussion before over here. I think Genesis is mad. Or,
Yeah, because we got two now.
We've already established I'm crazy, so if you want to say crazy cat lady,
We
cat
can become
people are
crazy cat people.
fucking crazy. Yes, I really do
How many cats do you
believe.
want? How many cats does it take for you to become crazy?
One.
just one. One is all you need. Yeah.
One will convert you.
Yeah. Yeah, because your imagination takes over. Like if you're crazy, you can be like, I have one cat, but I really have 30. Even though
Is
you
that
only
is
have
that how Dr. Claw became Dr. Claw from
one.
Inspector Gadget?
There you go. There you go. Oh, I love that
This
show.
No.
mild-mannered person until he got the cat.
Yeah.
Oh
Dr.
yeah.
Evil.
Yeah. Dr. Evil. Yeah, that was such a great movie. Like some of the stuff in there, like Seth Green's character is like, but you could just like, why would you do it that way? Just kill him right now. You know, it's like, very funny.
I think, Mel, I think that while you have observed some very valid things with, the people that you've experienced with, I think that to add some greater context to that is that people do tend to project, they can project their, let's say, less favorable or even neurotic behaviors through their pets.
Right.
I think you just have a small sample size to say
Well,
that cats are bad.
well, I don't think the cats are bad. I think the people, like they become trans. They live in this
Oh
I
no,
don't
we're
know.
fucking crazy. I mean, don't
Huh?
he's trying to water it down, but let's just be completely
So
trans.
I honestly feel, yes, I feel like I know, I'm not joking in this. Like, yes, I've always had dogs. Like, I grew up with dogs, so like I am in like just naturally a dog person. So I know that my bias lies in there. But over the years, I have noticed the tendency between dog owners and feline owners, and the feline owners have this like they're transfixed, like something the crazy things that I've seen a cat owner do. I haven't like, when do you see a dog on the fucking counter while you're cooking? Like that alone. Like that's not normal. Like you don't get the fucking cat off the counter. Like get the fucking cat off the counter.
That's never gonna happen. Yeah, no.
We,
Yeah.
No,
we,
what,
we
So
don't allow our cats on the counter.
that's
Our
number
cat our
one.
cats don't get on the counter.
Yeah.
Hell no.
yeah,
Okay.
well,
So you have a wife, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
You have a family? Okay, so see, what I'm talking about, like single people. I know. I mean, I guess because I don't know.
my cat gets on the counter because he wants something I'm doing, and I worry about him like
You
stepping on
think
the
my
burn.
my
My
dog
cat,
wants to be with me in the kitchen because she knows she's gonna get food if it falls on the floor, but the bitch has to stay out of the kitchen, like out of the kitchen. Like that's just the way it goes.
all right, so if I'm visiting you, no cat in the kitchen then.
No.
All right. No, but I mean, if I have my apartment's 300 square feet, so my cat's going to do what he's going to do. And the only thing I want to do is avoid him either breaking my phone or hurting or burning himself, Otherwise,
Like
I don't
like
care.
people buy things for the towers for these felines to scratch, right? So we got this little thing and that little thing and this big thing and this like huge thing that's hanging. Like I'm like literally
God.
adapting my house for the feline living, and then this fucker wants to come and ruin a couch. Like that's weird. Like
No,
you're just gonna let him do that.
I've gone through. I had a cat for 19 years. That was my like one of my closest, like almost like a human friend, but definitely a cat BFF. And she died at 19. And she probably in couches. I went through probably about $4,500 worth of couches, at least.
Yeah, see, no.
Yeah, I mean, I tried everything like cat tape and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My
yeah.
cousin, like, I literally, I was just all my beliefs in cat and crazy cat owners. just got reaffirmed in the last like year and a half or two, where I like encountered like people acting the crazy. I guess because we all lost our mind a little this year, so I just I saw it more. Yeah, my cousin had bought his first time he lives on his own. He got this like really nice, you know, couple $1,000s of a couch, like, and then I'm like, what? Why? Why is your cat ruining your cat? Like, why are you letting that happen? Like, oh, she's gonna do what she's gonna do. Really?
Well, I always try to stop. Like I always try to stop Placid. That was my cat. I always, and you'll hear me. And my stalker probably hears me like once a day yelling at pulling me, like, "Stop it! For the love of God, leave the couch alone!" And the cat's just like, "What?" And so he's probably like, "Okay, that I'll take that off my stalker watch for the day." You know, okay, she yelled at the cat at least once.
Wait,
And
you have a stalker too?
oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
I joke about it all the time. Where have you been?
I wait. So what do you guys like sign up for the service or something, or is it just
No,
well, that's that's why the question is, how do I fucking monetize this?
no. What
It's
you
right?
gonna happen.
you
Right?
get?
How do you- right?
It's
And then
gonna fucking happen. Let me make some money, dude. The fuck?
yep, I agree.
Except it doesn't happen. I mean, I don't get the money. It just continues happening.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't understand that. That's not right. You would
Yeah.
think they develop a little bit of conscience and be like, yeah, if I'm gonna stare at her ass for like 24 hours a day, you know, maybe I'll
Yeah,
get her an oil change for her car or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, dude. The fuck?
So this isn't a stalker on Twitter. This is like IRL.
no,
No,
this is like an everywhere
mine's a
type.
Twitter. Mine's Twitter right now.
Oh,
I've had
okay.
stalkers out here in real life, and that's like two experiences, and that's okay. Like,
So I don't understand the whole stalking thing. Just because I'm just I'm overly logical. There's set over 7 billion people on the planet. I don't understand where the fixation needs to happen on on just one person when there's so many more people you've literally never met. It
well,
just doesn't make sense to me.
that's the scary part because it's like the murders that happen, like, you know, it's just that one person that fucking like it just like se le corrió la teja, like um the tile in their head, like the roof just like slid, you know, like it just slips and then it's a slippery slope, I guess. I don't know. It happens. It's
Well,
fucked
it
up.
explained to me, but for purpose of keeping things on the down low and discreet, I guess. It's so fucking twisted. I'm not gonna get into it, but it's not. It happens more easily than you would think. Like
Yeah.
even with all those people in the world, like if you have
Mm,
certain interests that happen just by sheer coincidence happen to be the same interest as this, this other person,
mm,
you pretty much guaranteed to just your life's gonna be different.
mm, mm. Yeah.
That sucks.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's amusing. It just depends on what's going on. My stalker is kind of a deist that way,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Most of the time, it's fun. I can get really moody and crabby, and I was never that way until all this came up. And no, I can't say that completely. I was a little bit. Now I'm a yeah, right. Now I'm a lot that way. Like I can actually. It's weird. I don't feel when this person's mood changes, but I feel it when my mood changes. I'm like my mood would never be this out
Like,
there. Do you know what I mean? Like
So
it's
what
like an action
what
wave.
so let's the person who stalks you, do you think they like you, or they're trying to make conversation, or like what makes them like a stalker? Like,
There's different types of stalkers. Like I used to act. What's funny about all of this is I used to handle high risk domestic violence cases, and I've written about that stuff to judges about how to assess anger and risk management and stuff a little while ago. But they're all sealed cases. They're not public. Um, And so I've dealt with people who've gotten truly angry and got in trouble, and when they finally got out of jail, they're like roaming around my ex's home. And I used to joke around and say, well, maybe I'll get two of them going around at the same time and they'll both kill each other, because I mean, I was one of the few people in the county that would handle that sort of case. So yeah, I mean, so then there's those dark types that just hate you, and just if they would do something to you. And then you have like, the slow burners. Like I got a guy in Oregon who like every 3 years he randomly sues me for dumb shit, because of my ex, believe it or not. So he's about due. So then you have those types, and then you have the other types of the people with unlimited resources who you just happen to have a weird mix of hobbies that are identical to like their weird mix of hobbies almost, and then they just keep bumping into you over time, and then they just make the choice to just decide to like keep tracks on you at all time and let you know that they're doing that, and that's all right.
That's so weird.
It's
That's not all right.
our way of dating.
That's so weird.
It's our way of dating. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Wait.
They seem really confused, Melody. What's not making sense here?
No, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. For me, I'm like kind of I'm like a big bubble guy, kind of like I have my boundaries. So, I don't know. It's just kind of weird having
Everybody's different. I mean, think about it this way. I mean, first of all, what I'm trying to say to you guys is I know the differences and the shades of stalkers, right? As fucked up as that sounds, I know the difference between one that's dark and evil, ones that are just mentally ill, and then everybody else. There are little slots that you can like put all these different types in. I seem to collect a lot of them, but this type, this is kind of like the type that I'm dating unofficially, I guess. And I don't feel menaced by this person at all. I'm waiting for them to get bored. It's like, dude, I got like 3,500 cat pictures in my fucking iPhone, for God's sake. I mean, what is there's got to be sexier women out there, like who got like all kinds of interesting things on their phone. Why in God? I have a screenshot of an article from the University of Chicago about interstellar dust. You know what I mean? Like, how could you? Why? Why would you be doing this? You must be fucking bored as anything.
True.
But no, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I don't know. It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I don't mind that.
Sandra.
Yeah.
What would you if you were gonna like give us all like a quick education for our own safety? What would you say are the red flags or the fundamental things to look out for a dangerous stalker?
Well, I can only tell you my experience in like courtroom settings. First of all, if you are in an adverse relationship to that person, that will inherently create hatred and anger towards you. Like I've had my eye socket cracked in court because the courtroom was set up in a manner where I'm sitting between the domestic violence victim, me, and then the alleged stalker is sitting literally like 5 feet to my right, and it's a bench trial, and there's security, but they're not like right there, and the protocols for protecting people in those circumstances are bad. So I've had my eye socket cracked, so I look like a fucking Dali clock while I'm trying to finish the trial, even though half my face is all fucked up because I don't want my client to get murdered. The first case I ever handled in a domestic violence context was I was a law clerk, and the judge was kind of in a position where he was being forced to give back this antique knife collection of like 134 knives, and he didn't want to. He just had a bad feeling. Like if you do DV long enough, like something's not right. And unfortunately, the victim was all for it. It was like maybe 3 days before Thanksgiving. And so the judge came to me, and the these knives were in a box that were they're sitting in the jury room where the jury goes and retires. That's actually where they were. And the judge said to me, I want you to talk to this woman, and I want you to talk her out of allowing this to happen, because she had dropped the DV. um, and he said to me, if you can't talk her into prohibiting this, I have to give the knives back. But what I think he really wanted me to do was to take the knives and misplace them. But I didn't realize that at the time. But so I ended up back in the jury room talking to her. And I could tell that she was under a lot of duress, but I couldn't get her to say the magic words. I'm very young and inexperienced. I've never been in this position before. I'm fresh out of law school. A law school, yeah, let me go back. A clerkship is like one of the first things you do when you get out of law school. It's a year-long appointment. So I'm trying to convince her. It's like, and the last thing I ever said to her, I said, if you let him have these back, there's a good chance that you're the one that's going to be, you know, carved up like a Thanksgiving turkey. And she just laughed and she said, oh no, it'll be all right. So over that weekend, she was stabbed 134 times, one time for each knife in the collection. And then he shot her in the head. And then he shot himself, except that he tried to kill himself, but he failed at doing that. And the only thing I can think about ever since that time is like, why did he like stab her and then shoot her? Why didn't he like, at least it was because he wanted her to suffer, greatly before finally killing her. And the most ridiculous part of the whole thing is that he tried to kill himself, failed, and cost the taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars for like 5 years, because he was like in a vegetative state and no one would put him out of his own misery. So ever since then, I kind of like try to get cases to make up for that failure, that I could try to help people out. So it's a horrible thing. And I just remember what I said to that woman, and I wonder if she thought about it while that was happening to her. And I couldn't stop it. So that's how you know. You get a vibe, you just know who's bad and who's not. So if you get a bad feeling, that's more than sufficient to um, try to do whatever you can to protect yourself and your loved ones from that person. If I felt that intimidated by some of the events around me, I would have taken a 357. I would have shot him in the fucking head myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm not squeamish about killing people who are gonna fuck with people that I love. Even if I die in the process, that's okay. But I failed this woman. I'm not going to fail the next one. And I never lost a case. I did quite a few of those DVs, and I never lost one of them, not one, because you can't.
Wow, that's so crazy.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks that shit still happens, and we're in a court system where attorneys are afraid to take those cases because the courtroom is set up. It's not protective enough of the attorneys, let alone the victims. And I'm surprised there aren't more, disasters in family courts where people are jumping on each other. There's just nothing there, to protect anyone.
Yeah.
So it sucks. But anyway, so I'm pretty familiar with I don't mean to get so serious, but it's just, I know the difference. I'm fine with the
Well,
decision.
and I'm, as much as I try to like not listen, I kind of do hear like if I pay attention, if I really am like connected like energy wise and like spatial wise, I really like we all have this instinct in us. It's the things that I keep saying, that animal side of us, it's like our intuition, like these are gut feelings, like these are all that stuff is real, but we don't listen to it because we have so much noise.
Yep, you're right.
And so it's like, it's so funny, but here, like in spaces, I've literally have had a little more of clarity, like clear intuition, as opposed to like in person. Sometimes like I'm more clouded now I'm wondering why. Why is that distraction? But anyway, since I've been here in Spaces, like since this whole summer, like since April, there's a specific group that I hang out with, and there's been like 3 things that I like kind of like called out, and it turns out that I was right, or that it came true, or that they took my advice and it worked out for them. So it was like, I think we need to lean into that a lot more. But I think it's funny because guys are like, oh, emotion, emotion, emotion. But you, for some reason right now, everybody's like, don't feel like feeling is bad or emotions are bad. It's like,
Yeah. Well,
there's a lot of confusion there.
if you ever watch Boston Legal, the situation I just told you about, if I was older or I had the life experience, the Boston Legal solution would have been steal the knife collection. Steal the
Yeah.
knife collection and put it in another room, because everybody that's attached to that collection is in the courtroom. So I had enough time to take the collection and just kind of stash it somewhere, but it didn't occur to me, and the judge can't ask me to do that. And I was just so naive and off the turnip truck of law school that solution didn't even occur to me. So anyway, you live and you learn, and if you don't learn by life experience, and you're just fucked. You really are. And you have to be aware that those people that haven't learned from life experience, they will drag you down as if they're drowning. And if you don't have the strength, then you need to like cut them loose. Is that
Yeah.
Or you need to be aware of it and put them in a
Right.
position where they can't harm your life or anyone else.
We might
Yeah.
rug.
Oh really? Oh, phone died, he said. Yeah. All right, everybody. Sorry to
Hey,
bring the room down.
oh no, hey
I'm
Mel.
gonna open the
I think
space.
maybe what you're experiencing is that through spaces you've been focused so much more on I hate using this word, physiognomy of people's voices and the tones and how people speak, that you've been able to kind of pick up on,
The tones, yeah.
yeah.
I wonder. Or that I really do like, I wonder how, because of how removed I am, that I can see a little more clear. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out myself. Like, what's up,
All right.
slip. Salud. You want to talk?
Oh yeah. So I noticed that 2 of the 3 topics in this space is famous quotes and careers. I have a quote about careers, and it goes like this: find out what it is in life you don't do well, and then don't do that thing